Last time on Across Eberron. Our group of heroes tended their wounds and returned to New Kyrie to find the town in panic after witnessing the large explosion that is all too familiar to the Kyran people. After a brief search, the party finds that Abet, Lydia's father, has been arrested. They learn that, with his family being threatened, Abet had made the decision to take an active role in the kidnappings in New Kyrie. Hearing of the arrest, Crowley's benefactor Lila Sprayberry made an appearance at the guardhouse under the guise of describing her daughter to Abet in hopes of finding more information. She instead produced a weapon, blasting holes into Abet's chest, ending his life. After a brief debate on what to tell Abet's wife and his daughter Lydia, Ganowin breaks the news to Nila that Abet was involved and that her husband was slain. And that is where we pick up our story.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hello.
We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy. I'm going to be your dungeon master for this evening, and these people around me are going to be your heroes and my best friends. Today, we are going to continue on with our Across Eberron campaign after quite a somber episode last week, after the party had lost their host in New Kyrie and their charges Lydia's father, Nila's husband, to an act of vengeance from Crowley's benefactor. Abet was released from his mortal coils, and the party then went to talk to Bashar Yassin to sort of switch information and let him know what the plan was after this. He has agreed to keep them updated with any information that he finds, and vice versa. The party then makes their way up back to their airship, and before any more harm could be done, Ganowin quickly took Nila aside, explained that Abet was indeed involved with the kidnappings that were happening specifically in New Kyrie at the threat of Nila and Lydia's safety, by a man named Brayton Sithov, who has had contacts in Sharn, who has been seen in and around Sharn. And as Ganowin sort of leaves Nila with that information, and Nila acting stoic, we left off around lunchtime. Lydia was just finishing up lunch, so currently it's just a somewhat awkward silence around the airship as our party sits around, and eventually, after a while, Nila sort of takes Lydia into the room off to the side and closes the door behind her. However, that is where we will start this session. You guys are just sort of sitting in this awkward silence, Nila shepherding Lydia along into the room, closing the door behind her. What would you guys like to do?
I guess we're on this. I remember, if I recall, it was discussed. It was mentioned us staying one more night before departing. So, just do we really think it is a good idea to remain for a whole another night?
Absolutely not. I figured we'd sleep for the rest of the day and then get the ship moving at nightfall.
I don't even know if that is safe. I'm not sure. It's weighing the risk.
It's harder to be seen at night, so.
It's true. I meant more in like staying put during the day. They might find. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I know. Bashar said that that House of Orion has lots of resources at their disposal, so I wouldn't put it past them to be easily able to locate us. I'm not sure. But we are all very tired, so we need to rest at some point. So it's whether do we rest now or do we try to get a little distance before doing so.
I vote we sleep now. That's me though.
Okay. Very well. We should at the very least keep close eye on things while we do so.
Yeah. So I'll be
Can
on the.
can Barrick and Milo, your little mechanical bird, keep an eye on things on deck?
Absolutely. I actually need to go ahead and get my drone reconstructed too. I never got around to repairing it.
I would like to say, Milo, since you were absent last session, currently everyone is exhausted. You did not sleep last night.
Yep.
It is still the same day of the fight. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is the plan.
Yeah, I'll have Beric watch. I mean, I'll be on the deck of the ship anyway, but I'm going to go. It's nap time for sure.
Yeah, we have to give Nila some time anyway, so. Very well. I'm just like, well, I will see y'all later. I'm going to sleep.
If you all have conversation without me, just remember that there are demons in the basement of Flamekeep, so no are safe.
Yep. Peace.
Okay. So the plan is to have Barrick and Milo, your Kestrel, keep a watch out, alerting you to any sort of strange activity, and to head out later tonight.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm sleeping anyway.
In that case, everybody, you can go ahead and take your long rest, healing up as necessary, getting all of your long rest abilities back. You guys went to sleep around 2 p.m. It was a little bit after lunch. So I'll say you're waking up around 10 p.m. So it is dark by the time you wake up. But as you guys start to get up and start moving, you do see Nila and Lydia still up at the moment, or not Lydia, sort of just sitting there waiting on one of you to wake up. She's just sitting at the dining room table at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, we are no longer exhausted. That gets
Correct.
knocked off. Well, do we have food? We did purchase food, correct? We determined.
Yeah,
that.
I ruled it that you guys just brought up some food last time, so you guys have some grocery from New Kyrie.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, I will go sit down at the table across from Nila, I guess.
Okay.
So it's dark right now, right?
Yes, it's about 10 o'clock at night at this point.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what was that, Kaushik?
Said I'm gonna come sit with y'all also.
Okay.
If I'm awake, I'm awake.
Yeah.
I'd say everybody's
all of
awake
you
at this
are just getting up and getting their things ready to move throughout the night. So, anybody who would like to be at the table can be. If there's anything that else that you would like to do on the ship before or not take part of this conversation, but Gandalf and Kaushik, RTM, with you guys kind of being the ones that were talking to Nila about her plans. She sits there, kind of her hands steepled across the table, and says, "I have thought about it. And I have decided not to go back home."
I feel like that is a probably pretty good choice.
Hard as it is, it's while it's not nowhere is perfectly safe. It is incredibly dangerous in New Kyrie at the moment.
It was never my wish to go to this refugee camp. It was Abed's, so
Understand?
I have a few friends outside of Roth in the Bears Woods that I have sent letters to back and forth over the year, also from Kyrie. They did not want to stay. They did not want to stay in this refugee camp as much as others did. So,
Very well.
if you would not mind dropping me off, Lydia off there, that is fine.
I do not see how that would be a problem. This is
Yes.
ship's pretty fast, so imagine we can make a swift journey.
As much as it is, I do have one request. I would like to see a bet one more time. Is this possible?
Yeah, I can play you down. It's not a big deal.
Very well. Lydia is asleep. She will not be joining me.
Crowley, do we have everything we need to get the ship going?
I would say so, yes.
All right. Whenever you're ready, we can go.
Nila, have all your belongings been brought up from the house?
All of my belongings, yes.
Lydia's as well?
Yes. We've brought everything we've owned. So we've packed light for this trip.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I imagine the sooner you're able to get down, the easier it will be.
I'm ready when you are. And she stands up, pushes her chair under the table, and just silently walks towards the upper deck.
Okay. After she
Yeah.
gets up all the way up the stairs, do you want to go just you and her, or do you want to take anybody else with you?
Yeah, anyone else who wants to come free to go. It doesn't bother me.
Just as a safety precaution. But at the same time, I don't think everybody should go down. All right, I can hop down as well. That is fine.
I'm just going into the city. I don't.
Yeah.
This place is fucked already. I'm not even going to drop form. I'll let her deal with it till she wants to. I
Yeah.
don't imagine I'll even see the body.
Very well. Just in case, one extra pair of eyes while she is visiting.
All right.
Well, as I said, sooner we go, the better. And go
Oh.
upstairs with the team.
Yeah, I'll head up and shapeshift and let people get loaded on as they wish.
Okay. Is anyone taking this journey with RTM and Nila?
I'm staying to finish repairing the drone and doing some work in the lab.
Very well.
I will accompany them.
Okay.
Reals well.
Kaushik, the brothers, Crowley. Staying on deck or
Yeah, I'll be staying on the ship.
staying?
I'll be taking my time to reacquaint myself with the ship.
He's got to
Alright.
intimidate the ship into fucking obeying.
It's been a couple of days, so Crowley, go up and just sort of forcing your personality onto the ship. I would like
I
you to
don't
go
want
ahead.
the ship to take my personality. No.
I would like you to go ahead and roll a charisma check for me.
He's got some dog treats.
Didn't we say it was persuasion at some point? Like
No, it's your charisma plus your vehicles training.
Okay, so that just means I get.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's it.
15.
Okay. 15 is fine. You feel the ship sort of come to life and is active to your responses. Artyom, Gandalin, Nila loads up as well. You guys fly down. Where are you taking her, Artyom?
I'm taking him to the last place we knew the body was at. I'm assuming some sort of official at the jail can at least tell us where the body's at.
Very well. You fly down to the guardhouse. It's later at night. No one's really there. You get a couple of guards sort of spooked at the entrance to it, just sort of standing back, grabbing their pole arms and what I'm just looking at you kind of crazy. Recognizing Gandalin.
That's it.
So,
I'll just
hello.
Nila, just wait here for a moment and hop down off of Artyom, and that sounds weird to say. And I'm gonna approach the guards, I guess, and just ask them, where would we find the final resting place of Abet Solomon?
He is still here. He has not been moved
Okay.
from the guard tower.
Okay, where Where might that be? I remember he was getting carried out of that room, but I can't remember where they took him.
Just further into the jailhouse from what you saw.
Very well. I have someone who would like to, visit with him one last time. So, if you don't mind.
One of the guards' eyes sort of flip behind you and find Nila, who is sliding down Artyom's wing off of him. Gives you a nod, takes you guys back through the jail, through the guard's house, leading you along back and finding a very simple stone room and with a very unceremoniously placed on just a large table. I bet it's still sitting there, eyes closed. The guard opens the door for the two of you.
I'll wait outside.
Okay. Nila walks
Not
in.
closing the door.
Right.
He's gonna get shot again.
Hey, I don't know. There might be somebody in there waiting to kill his widow. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait outside.
Again, when you're just as you're sitting there outside of the room, you hear some few moments, some soft whimpering. Few more moments pass, 60 seconds, 2 minutes or so. Eventually, you just hear her saying, well, you hear her saying something in the Chiron tongue, and then stepping out and sort of grasping in her hands at a gold chain and locket, and doesn't say anything to you or the guard, just walks right by and walks right back outside to Artyom.
Yep. I follow.
Okay. You guys fly back up. Silent ride. She says nothing more. Flies up. After you get to the top of the ship, she eventually breaks her silence. Says, "Thank you for that. I will take my leave for tonight." She walks downstairs and goes to bed with goes to the room with Lydia.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Which is still Crowley's room, I assume.
There wasn't
down to the captain's quarters.
There was an empty room that Lydia was sleeping in, so
There are guests.
It's fine, they can have it.
okay.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
And all the ghosts that wake up at 3 a.m. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ. All the ghosts of captains past.
You ever seen The Conjuring? There's that one room with all the ghost stuff in it. No, I'm kidding. No.
I think so.
Once everyone's aboard, I guess I'm gonna start moving the ship. Actually, I'm gonna check the map first. She said, what was the destination she wished to go to?
She said just outside of Rote, which is north of Sharn, right out on the edges of the Bear's Wood.
North of Sharn, so we can follow our original trajectory for our original meetups before going there then.
Well,
Then just circle around Sharn.
Let's look at the map as
That
we
is if
transition
we're
over.
not going to meet up with our boat or Erish.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a separate issue. I never could seem to.
We could take a couple of days detour, fly on up to Silver Lake, and then just make one straight trip down south, head up road, and then head on the Sharn without having to go north and then double back south.
That was my intention, really.
I have a question for the group.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the boat on Silver Lake, you have the airship. So what are you doing with the boat?
Appreciate and value for a worthy investor in the future.
I guess we'll just leave it where it's at. Turn it invisible. Make sure we don't forget where it's parked. Get a clicker so that it beeps.
Just something to think about.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that not Erish's boat now? Wasn't it given to him? As
Fuck
like an
no.
apology?
I
Not
don't think so.
Someone
Not quite.
verbally gave it to him. but he was not given deed or anything.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he was given like ownership of it. I don't think. I could be wrong. I guess.
Ownership.
Oof, that's gonna be an intelligence saving throw there, Koshik.
You are now feeble-minded.
All right. I'm sorry. Continue on though.
Doesn't work against
Do I
me.
add
I'm already
things to it?
feeble-minded.
Yeah,
I rolled a
'cause-
13. I don't know if I add stuff to it or not. But...
yeah, because he was staying in Silver Lake, right?
He said he would meet you in our dev.
In our
He would need about a day's notice.
Okay. I mean, we can. That's not too bad. We could hit. We can go in. We can go from our dev and then down to Rote. It will not be that big of a difference. It'll just keep us from having to backtrack back up north.
That's pretty much my intention as well.
I
Yeah,
doubt the next day will make too much difference to Nila and Lydia.
as it is right now, just getting to our dev is how long?
Roll a survival check for me.
I love being able to just make straight lines to places. Like,
You don't need to do it, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, whoever's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, my navigator is Artyom.
Hell yeah, that's a mighty 8 plus 8. 16.
Artyom's up there looking at the stars, like.
I'm trying to use the tool that you got me that I don't have proficiency with, and it's messing up my survival check.
You Cody, you keep like warping into hyperspace somehow. What is happening to your camera? All right. As I work on this, Artyom sort of gauging it. Difficult to tell, but as you know, whoa, I zoomed way in. Let's zoom back out. But the flight from Passage to New Kyrie took you, 3-4 days. Similar distance, 3-4 days maybe, depending.
Okay.
Off the cuff, yeah, 3 or 4 days should be fine.
Okay, we can inform Erish on the second day then. And that should give him enough time to make it to Ardyet.
Oh, no, wait, I think that was the other way around, was it? Weren't we going to tell him so that we can get the booze?
Wait. if we need, there's no way he can get everything off of that boat. Plus, isn't there like armor or something that Goran is needing off of that ship?
Right,
There's no way he can
yes.
carry all of it. So
Yes,
Then we're
both
just
my
going to
materials for my armor upgrade and Gorham's unedited armor are there. I have to make the adjustments for him to be able to wear it.
Oh, then we can just go to Silver Lake then.
yeah, should we might as well just meet him at Silver Lake.
We should probably tell him
Shit.
now so that he can
Yeah.
travel to Silver Lake. Since
Isn't
mean,
he
it's going to
at Silver Lake?
I thought he was at Ardev. He was.
He is. It
He's at
was under the
Silver Lake,
impression he was
Twitter.
at Silver Lake, and we would be giving him heads up so that he could meet us in Ardev.
Well,
Yes.
Just for clarification, we should probably send him a message and let him know that we all meet him at Silver Lake, and then he can tell us where the invisible ship is at.
I would assume on the lake, but yes.
It is invisible, though. How are we going to get the ship if he's not there?
We know the code word. We'll just fly around and scream it out occasionally. It'll eventually work. I don't know. So I guess we will. Is Koshik the only one who can do that? I think.
I'm not the only one, I don't think, but I'm the one that's in charge.
In the
of it,
group?
so that's-
Wonderful. It's your. Let's see if we get.
What was the projected time frame to arrive?
3 or 4 days.
Is it the same time frame to go to Silver Lake instead of Ardev? As in,
Yeah,
kind of
around
like
the
a
same.
slightly different angle, like, but so it's not
Yeah.
about the same. Okay. Cool beanie weenies.
Okay, I will send a message to Erish that says, Erish, we've charted course for Silver Lake and we'll be arriving in 3 to 4 days. Best Koshik with heart emoji.
We'll tell him about the garden.
About what?
The garden.
You hear a sleepy, mental Erish voice come back to you and says,
You like that?
Yes, Koshik. Hello. It'll take me some time to get to Silver Lake, but I can meet you there. The easiest place is going to be Chevalon, so I can meet you there, and we can find the ship from there, if that's what's necessary.
I replay that message slowly when it gets to the name of the city because I didn't catch that.
Chevalon. It is north of the Whitehorn Wood, just south of Silver Lake.
Okay.
Right
I
there.
will relay that message to the group.
Okay.
Nice.
I like the name of that place. Chevalon. Chevalon. Sounds like vaguely French. I don't know why. Yeah. Wonderful. I guess I guess we're moving at this point. This ship's pretty fucking fast. We determined, right? This ship hustling. 3-4 days ain't bad for that far.
No, I mean, yeah, the airship is fast. Is also you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Running
You
into
just
anything really.
Straight line, point A to point B.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Crowley's also been watching Need for Speed, and hitting the nitro, so it's okay.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
We're over there. All of a sudden, somebody's
Yeah.
bald. They're talking about family all the time.
Yeah, the
is
Fast
not
and the
the
Furious than
case.
Sharn.
I do not know. I feel like you need to be in control. I like it all the times.
All right. So you are sailing through the night. Flying through the night. It's a peaceful night. It's albeit a little bit chilly, but no bad weather, clear skies, the stars are out, pretty full moon. You guys are just sort of flying through. Granted, it is 10 p.m. at night. You guys have just gotten a full day's rest, so you're night owls at the moment. Is there anything that you guys would like to do for this first night of flying?
Who are you? Who?
Wait, there's not like a mast or anything on this thing, so it doesn't have like a crow's nest of any kind.
It does not have a crow's nest. The highest point on the ship is the part that is on fire.
Yeah, I can't climb on that, so I'm not gonna.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could.
Well, there are two beams that connect to the top and bottom, so you could potentially climb to the top of those. I would like to say that they do not, the protective magics that sort of calm the winds down do not extend to the tops of these things.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Okay.
I'm good.
You
I'm
just
good.
give you a line, you'll be fine. They do it on the sea all the time.
Just swinging underneath the ship on a little
I
rope.
just
Oh,
imagine Gandalf falling off of that, and he doesn't go over the edge. He just has like 100-foot long rope and just slams onto the deck of the ship. I
Yeah.
mean, you're a monk, so you wouldn't take damage anyway.
With land like a spider. But anywho, I am not going to do that regardless.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, especially for this first night, I just want to keep watch on everything and make sure we're not like keep an eye out for anything that might be fast approaching or other airships, that kind of thing.
Milo's going to be throwing himself into the research on those soul gems.
Okay.
We've got a little bit of downtime, time to start making some progress on that.
Very well.
Are Nila and Lydia sleeping since they were
They are.
opposite schedules of us? Okay.
Correct. Nila and Lydia have laid down in Crowley's room for the night.
Since we're not a boat that's on the water, if Milo like blows up the bottom of the boat, we won't like take on air, right? We'll just have a hole in the ship.
Well, if we look at science now, the implosion might cause.
Depends on what's damaged in the explosion.
I mean, well, that's 150 of them exploding that caused that shit. Presumably, like a much smaller number won't cause quite as big of an explosion. I hope. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I'm sorry. Continue
I
on.
don't know. Udry did say that 2 of them exploded, or 1 of them exploded, and they lost 2 people, right?
Correct.
He said he blew up like the whole
Dangerous.
tent, I think. Yeah.
It just depends on if Crowley gets sent flying, and who's at the wheel at the time.
I don't know who has the second highest charisma. I have a charisma of 12, so that ain't it, Chief.
I can ask it to fly, but that's about it.
Please fly.
You didn't say where. Straight
Son
towards
of
the
a
ground.
bitch!
Mine's 16, so maybe I could take the ship over.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, Ganowin, make a perception check for me.
Hell
Milo,
yeah,
with that, I'm just gonna ask, do you still plan on looking at these on the airship?
Not doing a whole bunch of experimenting on them, but looking at them with tools.
Okay.
So like not gonna be like tapping on them or cracking them open, but like various like scanning methods and stuff like that.
Okay. Roll 2 checks for me. Roll a dexterity check and a arcana check.
He just has the chisel.
All right,
He's
that
like,
would be
"All right."
a 14 plus 1 second. A 16 on the dexterity check.
Okay.
And a much more impressive 22 on the arcana check.
Very nice. So, Milo, as you're looking over these crystals, originally you had spent some time off in a sort of makeshift lab, if you could even call it that RTM flew you out to in the middle of the woods, just so you wouldn't blow anyone up. As you inspect these in your mini lab here on the ship, it's weird. You know kyber crystals with your work with elementals. You know that kyber crystals are used for binding things. That is sort of their purpose. Sybaris crystals, much more rare. And as far as your knowledge goes, not used for binding anything. You're not, until this point, you would never expect a Sybaris crystal to bind something to it. Much less something as apparently as powerful and as volatile as a human soul. Sybaris crystals, what you do know, although much more rare because they're not just found in the earth like kyber shards are, they rain from the sky sometimes and embed themselves somewhere, so they are much more rare and harder to find. You've read stories, you know, you're a YA novel of some sort of evil mages like implanting Sybaris crystals into their wrists and arms, trying to channel their power. It's sort of like an arcane, more than an arcane focus, just to empower their magics, as if they were just used to focus power. And as you think on it a little bit more, and your mind just sort of flashes back to the explosion that you're running from, wheels start turning, cogs start moving in your mind in a different direction. Not how these work, but potentially, well, you've seen tools in the past used in Sharn to bind elementals to kyber crystals. Powerful elementals. Once you saw a large, nearly elder elemental bound to a war machine in Sharn. You watched it. It was a failure of an experiment. But there was protective magics with this tool that they were using. There was, so if anything were to go awry, like it did with the elder elemental, it was contained at the end. It was contained with this experiment. But you think that if you could reverse engineer that process, not to bind something to a crystal, but to separate it, you think, with as volatile as these things are, you're gonna need this. If you could reverse engineer it, the implication is, well, I'll let you infer that.
A lot to think on.
Your camera's going wild as I was doing that, and that was very distracting. Sorry. Okay.
I got an 18 on that perception check.
18 on the perception check. Crowley, roll one for me as well, please, because you're on deck piloting the ship. Was that a Skype notification that I heard? What the heck, Skype?
14.
14. And you said 18, Gandalin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me 1 second while I try to figure out why I just heard a Skype notification. I don't know. Talk to in Roll20 or something in the meantime, guys, or Discord or something. I don't know why that happened randomly. Anyways. Gandalin and Crowley, you both see, because they are not hard to see at night, you do see some airships coming up from the south. You actually see quite a few of them along your journey. It's not hard to avoid them at this point. Now, whether or not they saw you is something else, is an entire different question entirely. But without issue, because you have so much warning in the nighttime, you're able to pull up above the clouds and avoid any sort of confrontations.
Good shit. Alright, cool.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to be doing while Milo's working down below deck? Artyom, your plant, your gardens up on the top deck here that you made, they're struggling a little bit. The magics that you've sort of put into them are definitely helping, and probably the only thing sort of keeping them alive here. But it's cold as hell up here, so there some of them that are more evergreen are doing just fine. Some of them wiltering away a little bit, but with use of your druid craft and whatnot, what have you, it's easily enough mendable, and with your staff as well, and you're able to fix them right up.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I can probably just hit them with another plant growth if they are looking kind of rough.
Okay. And go up there and hit them with another plant growth. They grow even further into towards you and grow a little bit higher, but bringing some of the other ones back to life. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I also want to try to go below deck for a little while and focus in on how I can make a more long-term solution to Kaushik's mount.
Okay.
Be it with some sort of wooden helmet or like leather covering that will cease it from moving. I guess the first part of that is determining whether or not sound is just magically emanating from a skull, or if there's any type of like actual jaw movement involved with its speech.
Okay. You go down below deck, and Kaushik has spoken to it the day before. But it's still chittering, and sort of every now and again you just hear short little rhymes about death and destruction. How would you like to discern where the voice is coming from?
I will inspect it like any animal. Just kind of get in close to it, move its head around a little bit, see what's going on with it. Okay.
And get close to the skeletal frame of her horse. You just see sort of red eyes, just sort of like an eternal fire burning in its sockets for eyes. And you walk up, sort of expecting its mouth. There's no larynx or vocal cords or anything. There's nothing. No, there's just skeleton. And you as you sort of move its head and you like hold its mouth closed a little bit, the voice continues. You have a feeling this is just
no change in volume?
No change in volume.
All right. Now, I guess the next step is to see if it's coming from the actual mouth or like back in where the vocal cords would be, to see where I need to try and get some noise padding going. And then
make a perception check for me.
Sure.
Wrap it in styrofoam.
21.
Okay. As you're sort of looking around, it's just sort of emanating from like the center of its skull.
Okay, cool. All right. I will I'll take some time with it. I will try to. I'll probably grab a couple of seeds from maybe some of the plants above deck and use Druidcraft to try and like wrap a bunch of vines around its head, and then sort of like get a knife and cut along them to try and kind of keep like a frame of what its head looks like to get as kind of like a reference, so I can make some sort of device that might be able to just pad its skull from spouting nonsense incessantly.
Roll an animal handling check for me.
Oh boy.
Horse kick to the chest.
24.
Holy shit.
Very
It
good.
wouldn't hurt that much. He doesn't have any muscle, so.
That wise man.
Getting it to calm down a little bit, talking to it a bit, like you've seen Kaushik do. It ceases its chatter a bit, just naturally as you're talking to it. Once it calms down a little bit, you start wrapping its head in the vines and whatnot to sort of get a framework of what's going on. Doesn't seem to react too much. Once it can't see, there's a little bit of resistance, but yeah, you're successful.
Wait, am I getting the feeling that this is like a separate entity, that the horse itself isn't making these noises? That
No?
Or, okay, so this horse has definitely got death on the brain, but
Correct.
is otherwise reacting like a normal horse.
Does it
Right.
have a brain? Still?
Does not have a brain.
Death on the mind? I don't know. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll get the frame set up, but knowing that it's actually calming down with me like going down there and messing with it, I'll probably abandon the project for the rest of the night.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like wrap an actual animal's head up in some. I just thought it was like a mindless magical drone, but if it has a personality and can be calmed down, I'm not just gonna put it in a deprivation helmet just because it's annoying.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've seen Kaushik calm it down before. It seems to react to calming words, at least for a little while. That seems to suppress some of these things with a fairly high animal handling check, mechanically.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, other than that, I'll just probably go up deck and mess with the plants some more, meditate on plant things.
Okay.
He said, "I am absorbing the sun's energy." Oh,
It's dark.
It's like midnight.
yeah, but you're trying to meditate. You're like, I
The
am a
moon's
plant.
energy.
You're trying to get into the mindset of a plant. I am a plant. I eat sunlight. Oh.
Anything else for tonight? No? All right.
Paranoia's on high alert.
Yeah, at the end of whenever Crowley is going to go to sleep, and the ship stops, I would like to fly off the ship for a little bit and get some wood for working wood a little bit,
Okay.
but not like, multiple logs of timber or anything like that. Just some wood. I want to make a new shield because I don't want to have some sort of weird Zoriac tainted Stegosaurus shield.
Okay.
So
All right. Very well. Easy enough to do. Flying down, getting some lumber, or at least enough to build a shield with. Perfectly doable. You guys lay down, sort of, you're getting all tired and getting ready to go to sleep again. Nila and Lydia are waking up. Fairly quiet morning for them. So they're just sort of making some breakfast in silence. Not a whole lot of talking going on between the two of them. Yeah, you get a quick good morning nod from Nila, but that's about it. They're still pretty quiet at the moment.
Before I go to bed, can I get a read on Lydia to just looking at her to see if I can tell if Nila told her or not? Like, does she seem particularly depressed?
Make an insight check for me.
Okay. I would plan on telling her. I would like to let the record show. I'm just curious if she did. 16.
16. With a 16, it's and them not really speaking too much right now. You can kind of just gauge by Lydia's silence that she's been told something. Now to what extent you're not quite sure, but it seems Lydia's been giving some sort of explanation. Along with that, you also see a gold chain and locket around Lydia's neck.
Right. I just wanted to check. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd also, before going to bed, let Bill know about a bet to maybe not be a jackass for the next few days if he could help it.
Yeah, I can do that. Nila has been nice to me.
Taught me to use a knife and fork and everything.
She's a good lady. She hopefully will find better.
All right.
Nice.
We're going to go get a bunch of alcohol really soon. It's going to be a good time.
Thank fucking God they've been on a... Oh my God, we need it. This boat is dry. Hate it. It's also cold. Shit.
Yeah, you got those furs, but it just cuts right through it. Like, yeah.
Well, I have furs over my back, not on the bottom side of me. It's cold down there. Cold breeze blows through and
Maybe we can work on that.
Get him some.
It's a good point.
Get
maybe
him
you
some
can.
Long John's, Kent.
He sort of nods to your pants, and maybe I get some of those. It'll look good on me.
Yeah, you're right, dude. You should probably have some pants. I need to wrap around your tail a little bit, but
Yeah.
all right, I can do this.
Wonderful.
But I'm going to bed now, so keep them tucked in close.
Will do. All right.
Oh God, I can't wait to see Bill in pants. That's gonna be the best thing ever. Just walk out one day. Beautiful. I love it so much.
Night one passes successfully and without issue. Unless there's any other conversations or anything to be had before you guys lay down. You've sailed throughout the night. You know, dawn has come. It's getting about that time. Unless you guys would like to sail throughout the day as well. Or are you just gonna sort of postpone your trip and sort of just be up in the sky?
I'll postpone, be in the sky.
Okay.
I'd during the day.
All right. Pulling your airship back above the clouds again. Everybody heading back down to bed. With the exception of Nila, Lydia, and Bill. I assume the Kestrel and Barrack still on full watch.
And now the drone.
Okay. All right. Let's see real quick.
Who needs an alarm spell? Am I right, fellas?
All right. Your sleeping time passes without issue once more. The ship is quiet. Nila and Lydia, again, other than a few words here and there, you don't hear them all too much. Bill acts amicably as he can towards them, not really saying much either, and assisting where he can. But your sleep goes without issue. Waking up for the next night in your next journey, Nila is still awake. Lydia has gone to bed. And it is your second day of travel. What would you like to do?
I want to make Bill some pants.
Okay. All right.
That's amazing.
Give me a leather tools check.
It's a 13 What proficient or what attribute do I use with leather working tools?
Is it your? I don't know. I've never.
I think it's
Is it
kind of like
wisdom?
DM's choice. Yeah. I think it depends on the situation or whatever the DM feels applies.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, why not? Go ahead and add your wisdom.
Hell yeah! So that's a 21 then.
Okay.
God damn.
All right. This does consume a large majority of the leathers that you've gathered up from those deer. So a large majority of it. You sit there and craft it, making sure there's bendable knees and enough space around the tail, and making a waistband. Describe them to me. Tell me what you're making here.
I mean, I'll probably make pants similar to what I was wearing before I bought some clothes in New Syri or New Kyrie, or New, however it's pronounced. Anyway, so they'll probably just be straight, sort of rough skin type kind of pants, but something that would wrap around his legs, like you were saying, allowing to bend a little bit, be somewhat loose, and probably to stay up, they'd be like semi one strap, kind of like coveralls that would probably have to go over his back and have like a strap that would keep him up like that.
Okay.
Yep.
You have successfully crafted Bill a pair of pants.
Yeah.
It takes a while for him to get them on with your assistance. But after a while, he sort of bends his knees up and down, looks back at him, swings his large ass, and like, yeah, I look good. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, you look great. I was going to say you pick up a bunch of ladies, but that's way far east.
We need to make a trip.
Yeah, we need to make a trip sometime. That would be great.
Let's put. I'm still getting Skype notifications, guys. We should definitely put that on the calendar.
Yeah, I agree. The next time we head east, we're definitely going to go to the plains, to the swamp, and just have a little bit of a weekend of it.
He like wiggles his parasaur eyebrows, shaking his head up and down. All right.
Good.
Anything else anybody would like to do?
Go ahead, Brittany.
No, you go on.
Nope, you first. I insist.
No, I insist. Oh, thank you, got me. Okay. You said Nila's still awake, right? Lydia went to bed, but Nila's awake for now.
Correct.
Okay. What is she doing?
Currently she's just sort of at the dining room table. She's got a what looks to be like a bag of tea in a cup, just sort of staring off mindlessly, steeping some tea at the moment.
I'm going to approach her. May I join you?
But of course.
I'm going to sit down with her. How are you holding up?
As well as someone could, I suppose. I don't really know the answer to that question. It all seems surreal and much like a nightmare.
Nila, I just wanted you to know, your husband, he was a good man, and he was forced to make an impossible choice, but he loved you and Lydia greatly, and that is more important than anything. If you ever need to talk, just... Oh, sorry, I unmuted, or muted. Just let me know, alright?
What have you lost, Kaushik?
Everything. Things I didn't even know I had. I've left my whole life behind twice. It's a pain you never really get over, but There's always something on the other end. You know?
I suppose.
We're all here for you, and we'll all do anything that we can to help you. And Lydia, of course. We love her greatly, and we care about you as well.
Sort of nods her head in appreciation. I have steeped the tea. I do not believe I am going to drink. She sort of pushes it over to you and says, "If you wish, I'm gonna go to bed." She gets up and goes and lays down.
And we'll call after her. Good night, Nina.
You as well.
And I guess can't let a good tea go to waste. So.
Okay. Looks like she was trying to help herself go to sleep. So just some like herbal and sleepy time tea. Right.
I'll drink it anyway. I'll make myself even more tired.
Oh man, I'm just gonna sleep again. Let's go. Back to bed.
Eventually, if I sleep on the right cycle, I'll get myself back on the sleep cycle that Lydia's on, and we can hang out.
All right.
I would like to talk to Artyom at some point. So, I guess after he's done fitting Bill with his pants.
Yeah, gentlemen, check it out, yeah.
Those are very nice, Bill.
He does this like awkward like parasaur twerking almost, like he just drops his butt down a couple of times, like trying to show off his pants.
I believe you are the most fashionable dinosaur probably on the continent.
Damn straight I am.
Nice. We'll have to get you like a some like a vest or something as well, like something fleshy.
Looks over to Artyom. Yeah.
Yeah, like get some like colors in there, you know.
You can't wear a vest. I'm already wearing a vest. We can get you like a nice jacket, something with a split down the back, so it like drapes all around your sides, makes you look really fancy.
What color is Bill? Out of curiosity.
He's gray and brown.
Gray and brown. We get some like maybe some like bright red, you know, like really just you'll stand out very much. Be awesome.
If we make you a jacket, we can get really fine materials probably somewhere if we stop by road or when we get the booze that I tell them around there.
Get him one of those like rich people capes, you know.
You could have like a fur poof around the neck.
Yeah, just kind of like,
I like all of these things. Yeah.
This will freak so many people out, but they will be very impressed at the same time.
I'm going to show off, and Bill turns around and starts like making his way up the stairs, still doing this like same like bob that he's had in his step since he put the pants on.
Hell yeah.
Fucking incredible. Yo, Bill is swagged out of his mind. That's amazing.
For those that are up deck getting ready to go to bed, Kaushik, Bill does not see you at the moment, but as you're just sort of sitting there drinking your tea, you see Bill just like sort of bobbing by. He gives the doors like just a head nod. Yeah.
Gives him the brown nod.
Oh yeah.
So I see him walking by, but he doesn't see me.
At the moment, yeah.
I'm good. I'm gonna.
His head snaps to you. His bob stops, and is it the spell?
Good, Bill.
Was that the spell? How the fuck this shit? And he goes upstairs.
My pants, no. Oh goodness. Anyway. Well, I must say, how is he going to, use the bathroom out of curiosity?
Well, pterosaur anatomy and human anatomy, they aren't quite the same. There's still plenty enough room. It's a little bit back.
Oh, okay. So it's not like stuck in the pants. Okay, well that's good. I was about to say that might be a problem. But
It might the edge might get a little bit dirty depending on the wind, but it
I
should be
see.
fine.
I see. Well,
It's leather. You can clean it out.
I see. Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, Artyom. You have some. I am only really good at like hitting stuff and maybe being like a little sneaking and stealing things on occasion. But you have some more practical skills in the hunting department. Tracking things and people, etc.
Nah.
You think you could help me out with some of like figuring some of that stuff out, or like giving me
Go.
pointers and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would appreciate that greatly. It's a practical skill, and we seem to be spending an awful lot of time, like, in the woods and stuff. So, might be a good idea.
Fair enough.
I appreciate it. So,
We
I'm not
can
sure how
take
you could figure that out on the boat, but
Yeah, we can take some time. Maybe a few hours at dawn, or whenever Crowley decides to stop the ship, we can stay up for a few more hours, or we can get up earlier. But generally speaking, probably be better at dawn or dusk. Nice
Very well.
changes in the day.
yes. Okay. Well, whichever is your preferred time, let me know. I would very much appreciate it.
I mean, we can go out. We can go out this morning if you want.
Sure. Before Milo goes to bed, I need to ask him something, so I'll meet you up there whenever.
All right, not going anywhere.
Kind of figured. Anyway, I will see you shortly, and then I'm gonna go talk to Milo.
Okay. What is Milo doing?
Milo is still frantically researching, probably now that he's come to the conclusion about that protective magic for the ritual or whatever. He's researching that protective magic.
I would like to just so we're all on the same page, because I have a problem of not describing things so well, and when I try to infer certain things, they don't always get across.
Gotcha.
The protective magic is a big one, especially with dealing with something so volatile. Reverse engineering a process of binding an elemental to a crystal, which means you could separate an elemental from a crystal in a safe location. Or, with a proper vessel, you could separate a soul from a crystal. The implication here is that you could potentially save lives.
Right. He just
Okay.
doesn't know if there's anything he can safely test right now on the ship with the equipment that he's got.
No, absolutely not. It was
Yeah,
dangerous
that's what
just to look at him.
He's trying to be productive in what ways he can with what he's got where he's at.
Gotcha.
So
Yes, what's up, Gandalin?
Oh,
Still got like papers just fucking everywhere, all sorts of notes, all sorts of equipment, vials, and little metal tools and stuff.
It appears you have been pretty busy. I'm
Yes.
not gonna step all the way into the room, because I'm like, that's a lot of shit.
Lifts a ventilator mask, puts it back on.
Oh my.
Yes,
I'm
what
just
do
gonna
you need?
step like a little bit back and kind of. I was going to ask you. I know you can do magic and stuff. Do you know any magics pertaining to languages or something?
Yeah, I could probably whip something up pretty quickly. What do you need me to do for you?
Well, I asked that dragon lady about that other language, and she didn't really tell me exactly what it meant. If you could
Gonna,
do
like,
that would be awesome.
Shuffle out of the room, take off the mask.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay, so I don't need to do this anymore. Okay.
No, he shuts the door.
Drop my clue. But yes, so if that would be phenomenal. It's good.
Yeah, I would need 10 minutes or so to get together some improvised materials. But you're just wanting a translation?
For the moment, yes.
1 second.
I don't really have anything else to do at the moment, so 10 minutes, fantastic.
Yep. We'll go ahead and get the little printer, little receipt printer set up and all that, and ritually cast comprehend languages.
Okay. Your same printer on your arm that you use to identify a magic flips out, and for comprehend languages, the small arcane microphone shoots out of your arm as well.
It's all set up because I'm not wearing the armor right now, so it's just like a little like cash register-esque kiosk thing, a little receipt printer, a little microphone, little clippy things, all that.
All right, I'm gonna put these little clips on you and then speak into the microphone.
I do not know what the microphone is, but this thing
this
right
little
here.
speak- yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I can do
Talk
that.
into the glass orb on top.
Okay, sure. And I will speak the phrase Gruse von den Techtern.
Is there a moment of hearing some whirs inside of your armor, printing out a long sheet of paper for you? Not everything comes through. This seems to be a lot of it seems like gibberish, as your device has printed out several sections of just like question marks. Like this is not a word, right? Several of them. You get 4 words from it, and it is always to thus women.
Always to what?
Thus women. It would seem that something has happened like a game of telephone from wherever Gainwin has gotten this phrase, and Gainwin relaying it to your device. This device works. You've used it before,
Right.
translates languages perfectly fine. But if a word is broken or, missaid or misremembered or whatever the case is, then you get these just question marks.
Were those translated words consecutive or just throughout the translation?
You have question marks in between those, in between the letters of those words themselves, but that's kind of what you're able to piece together.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, a lot of invalid input here, but it's got
Okay,
something.
I see.
I hope that was helpful.
Maybe. I do not know.
You
You
can keep the
happen-
printout.
Sure, I will do so. I will fold that up and pocket it. You don't. You don't. I assume you don't happen to speak that language, do you? I figured as much. Do you know? You are a learned man.
Yeah,
You-
one
you
sec.
are very
Reach up and-
educated. Okay.
Get those clips off of you real quick.
Oh yes, sure.
Start.
Yes. This is like
He's talking and it's just printing
Yeah,
out.
it is continuously printing out. You're a learned man, and it's just printing out in common of what he's saying to you in common.
But do you know anywhere, like perhaps where you were taught, or maybe somewhere else in Breland or Sharn that might have some knowledge of the language of the Dilkir?
Well, I do still have some colleagues and contacts, and there's a lot of really good libraries I have access to. We'd have to see when I get to Sharn, though. I can't give you a 100% on that.
Okay, but maybe.
Maybe, yes.
Per my
Milo,
scholar background ability, whatever it's called.
well, I was about to give you a little bit. The place that you saw this sort of as an exhibition, where this elder elemental was trying to be bound to a war machine, was at Moorgrave University, in an newer offset artificers college at Moorgrave University. So
takes out a pen and writes it onto his brain.
You know, just from your knowledge of Moorgrave University, that they deal in lots of weird shit. Like, sort of the jocks of this school were adventurers that would go out to places like Zendrick and Sarlona and just come back with all sorts of artifacts and stuff like that. Not your crowd. You're more in the library and in the labs and stuff like that. But these were the adventuring types, right? These were the broskies of Moorgrave University. But they did.
Oh, the jock nerds. Gotcha.
Right. They did deal with a lot of weird and unique shit, so it's a possibility.
I communicate that to Gandalf.
Yep. And you said Moorgrave University?
Correct. Morgrave.
Wonderful. All right. Well,
We're not friends, but I could speak to them. Plus, we have money, and that always helps.
that is a very good point. Money goes a long way in most places, as far as I have been able to tell. Wonderful. Well, I mean, that is better than nothing, so thank you very much.
Absolutely. Anything else I can help you with right now? Otherwise, I gotta get back to this research.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not allow me to keep you from that. It looks very important and dangerous. Please don't blow up the ship. Or, poison
I'll
us
be
or
fine.
anything. Okay. Well, good luck, I guess.
Walks back in making respirator noises.
I'm a fucking midget Darth Vader. Okay, wonderful. Well, that's all. Aside from working with Artyom on learning some tracking and stuff, that is all I would like to do for the day. Night, our conscious cycle.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, that'll be. I'm good for the day.
Okay. After running away from Kashik and the whistle, Bill eventually makes his way back down to you, Artyom. Kashik, your eyes sort of catch him as he sprints down the stairs like a cat that's been scared towards you. Artyom says, "Yeah, you gave me something very valuable here. I am able to make words, express ideas, but I am not sure what to do with it. And this is something I have been struggling with for the past little while. And I need to talk about it, I think."
Yeah, sure. Let's go talk. Do you want to do it in front of everybody, or do you want to go on the deck of the ship, or
Is everybody
We can talk
here?
for-
What the hell? Belgrim, what are you staring at? Why do you just have your sword out?
Just on fire.
What are you talking about, Bill? My sword's not out. It's sheathed.
Not that sword. Anyways. Sure, we can speak privately.
Okay.
You guys make your way up to the top of the ship. Dawn coming up, Crowley's sort of sitting there, starting to bring your ship up to end your guys' second day of travel. Says, I'm not really sure how to articulate. Nila, teach me this word. I mean, we talk about going on vacation. I was sort of thinking about it back to where we are from, but where we are from, there is my kind aren't like me now.
No. What would you like?
I suppose I just want to understand. I'm not exactly sure I am not exactly sure where what my people are. Other than you are my people. You've been my people a long time. These are starting to grow on me. Koshik scares me still, but she is not.
She's not going to hurt you. She is your people too.
Well.
She's a scary lady, but she won't hurt you.
So I suppose my question is, I don't know. Where do I fit? Where do I belong?
It's really up to you. It's something that everyone has to ask themselves at some point eventually. I came out of Portal and was dumped in the swamp and just became good tracking, and I have a knack of being able to communicate with people without knowing their language, so I became a guide, started showing people around and helping people navigate while not being able to communicate with lizard folk and Kibara, and just kind of fell into it. So you really just need to figure out what it is that you enjoy besides drinking, and then we could go from there.
Okay. I can do this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nila taught me that as well.
Hey,
At
it's
least
very
to say
nice
it.
to appreciate it. Makes you feel good if you appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, Bill. You're the best friend the guy could ever ask for, even if you are an annoying fucking drunk. I'll give you like a little bit of a shoulder shove.
Make a strength saving throw.
Oh shit! Oh no, that's a
Tail
8.
sweep.
That's
the
an
leg.
8.
Sweep the leg, Bill. Ah.
Feels like I'm taking levels of monk, man. Fuck you. Kung Fu
Unfortunately,
Panda? Hell no. Kung Fu Parasaur.
Bill rolled a natural 1, so
Oh no.
being Bill's friend for a long time, you know how he gets when he gets snippy, and you feel the wind off of a tail coming from behind you and duck under it. Shit. Well. He just walks away. All right. Crowley pulling the ship above the clouds once more. Nila and Lydia waking up, still on this offset schedule. The birds on deck, keeping an eye throughout the day. Bill, Nila, and Lydia as well. Bill never sleeps. He's a vampire. However,
Well, I guess he figured out what he wanted to do, and he's going right for it. I want to suck blood for a living.
ending the second day of your travel, again, another night's rest coming to you without issue. No issues throughout the night. Bringing you to your third day. Anything anybody would like to do for this third day, or fourth for that matter, as you guys will make your way to, let me pull up our map again, to Chevalant.
Chevlon.
So you guys have a couple of days. Any other conversations that you would like to have, or anything else that you would like to do?
Yeah, I want to pull the drawers aside and see if I can't have a chat with them.
Okay. I think
They're missing
James'
one.
camera messed up. Okay, no, it didn't. All right.
Oh shit, James is away.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, well come back. Oh.
Where?
Oh, I can't.
Man, it's dying.
You are not in your chair. Okay. So it's like, wait, what? It's a ghost.
Stealth check. Perception.
You just see his head rise up from the.
In that case, I will approach the dwarves.
Okay.
Unless you need a minute, James.
Go for it, dog.
All right. Yeah. Gordon. Melgrim. I'll pass candle on as is. Move on.
No, hey, hello, yes.
So,
Aye, hello.
your mission. What's the next step we need to take to find Hydro?
That's a good question. Don't really have any clues, do we?
Well, we've got Kolchik, and I mean, if she was still in danger, let's just be honest. I don't imagine a lot of people are going to be looking into Syrie. It's kind of a low in the place aside from the food. But if we start going around to Sharn and some of these more fancy pants places, with I don't know. Silver Lake could be really cool, but it sounds like it's just a bunch of rich people live there or something. But if we go in this area, I feel like, probably something's going to happen sooner or later with Yizro coming from Kolchik whenever she kind of shows up a little bit. And, we've got the maybe end of the world in a year, chasing down kid traffickers, just trying to get an idea of all the balls that are currently in the air if you want to make a juggling reference out of it.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm counting on, is having Kaushik with us. And maybe that will pull him out of hiding. And maybe we can dig up something in Sharn. Who knows?
Alright. Well, I mean, hunting down people is something that I have done quite a few times to make ends meet. Is there anything we should know about Eberron that might help? I don't know. I mean, I doubt he's going to be coming personally, but I don't even think we've spoken about what type of organization he has other than some really weird diehard people that get their hands crushed for mouthing off.
Well, as far as I knew, he was just a brigand, but apparently he seems to be more than that. Melgrim, your dad seemed to know a little bit more.
Yeah, right. He, when I was in the Hall of the Ancestors and actually saw my father, yeah, he spoke of Yidril, from the afterlife, I guess, as he was a lot more powerful than our clan had previously thought of him. He also had mentioned there was some secrets about him buried under a home or something. I didn't really get the reference too much. I guess maybe there's some secrets under my personal house about Yidril that may help, but that's all the way across this continent.
That is a very far away.
Yeah, so for now, I wait. Maybe ask a little bit when we get to Sharn, but I've seen Aelin was the last that we saw any clues of him, and he didn't know anything, so still back to square one.
No information on where Yidril might have done operations before it? Anything like that? Like
Karnath, that's why we started there. That was the
Alright.
last known location he was at.
Alright, well, that's something. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess. We'll make sure that Kolchik, stays front and center when we're going around Sharn.
Make sure she stays safe.
I mean, we'll be surrounded around all the other sides, but, up front, will be visible. Okay, well, that really came out wrong. That's not what I'm saying at all. Okay.
Speaking
All
of
right,
what's being
so-
visible, Melgrim, put your sword down.
Jesus.
Cover up,
Listen,
man. Put the codpiece back on.
Listen, hey, Milgram doesn't
picking
need
on
to
the
wear honor.
barbarian.
Look
It's
at-
a
I didn't
Look
know
at
you had
those
such
muscles.
feelings for Bill.
And look at that gut. He's got it everywhere.
All right, and before we forget again, at some point during these 2 days, I would get Gorham's measurements for that armor, so I can make the adjustments when I get the full plate again.
Okay.
4 foot nothing.
Wide.
The 4'8".
Yeah, getting his measurements. He's a very very wide dwarf. Him and his brother both. You'd like. It doesn't make sense until you put numbers to it, but these guys are girthy boys.
So
Squares.
have a sheet of paper that's like detailed measurements, and I just take a big red crayon and write thick.
Throughout the day, this next day, Milo, you actually do receive a mental message. You hear a voice that you recognize as Bashar Yassin coming to you and says, "You are one of the few that I saw with magical capabilities, and I said I would keep you updated. Seems after tracing down the epicenter of the explosion that the message ends, another message starts. That you said he lifted the train. It seems as if those magics are still there. 2 of my men were lifted into the air and thrown very far away. It seems like that magic is persisting. Interesting." That's the end of the message.
I'm going to stop whatever I'm doing and run and find probably just Kaushik and Crowley, since they're the only ones that are gonna be able to have any magical knowledge on that, and
Fuck you, Archim.
let them know. He just does things. He doesn't know things academically at all.
Fair.
It's best to bring Gandalf into this conversation for his vast knowledge.
Yeah, he's an expert on all things magical in nature. My knowledge of arcanic lore, legendary.
Arcanic lore.
But yeah, keep the other academically inclined people in our group up to date on that little bit of arcane shystiness.
Sure. Gathering up Kaushik from below deck and joining Crowley on the at the helm of the ship. Skype notification, guys.
I am waking up from a nap because that tea knocked me out.
Okay. All right. But
Very well rested.
Milo bestows this information upon you.
That is very worrisome. Especially if the magic persists.
They were lifted and thrown.
I mean, we already knew he was strong, so I guess this is just further confirmation.
It's further confirmation. I knew he was strong. He's the head of a house, but this just confirms all the more.
Does that mean anything to me from like a magically educated standpoint? Does that click any particular?
Roll an Arcana check
buttons?
for me.
My dice go. Oh, there it is.
All 3 of you, since you're a part of the conversation.
Yeah. 23 this time.
10.
Can I perception check this conversation from on the deck of the ship?
Can I perception check him perception checking me?
Sure. Go for it.
Jesus.
19.
12.
You see that they're talking from your garden. You can't really hear them through the rest of the wind or anything, but you do see the three of them talking, sort of discussing back and forth.
I mean, if I see him like trying to listen in, I'll like wave him over and update him.
Very well.
This was exclusive because of interest, not out of trying to keep any kind of secrets.
So does he roll an Arcana check as well now?
Yeah, I'll give all four of you Arcana checks, sure.
I rolled my.
Oh my god!
Bro, you just nat 20?
I rolled an 18 plus 3. So 21 with
21 total.
not being trained in Arcana.
All right, Milo, what was your roll?
23.
Okay.
17 plus 6.
And Kaushik?
Straight 16.
Okay. And Crowley, what'd you roll?
1 second, my stat wasn't correct. That 12 is actually a 13.
Okay. Milo, it's sort of just thinking about it, spells don't typically persist unless some sort of permanency was cast upon them. It's not something that happens, and it's still permanency of a spell is typically done through like enchanting things, and that is casting the same spell on something over and over again. It takes time. Just like you enchant weapons, like if you want to enchant a weapon, much like Melgrim's blade, you cast, a fire spell on the blade over and over again, a blade that's capable of holding such magics, and it takes time to do that, weeks even. So it doesn't seem, with that Arcana check, it doesn't seem like this came from Orion.
Is the implication that it was like an effect of the soul energy released from the crystals, or?
It's a possibility.
All right.
You could have even based it on the magic he used for his rail as well, because it has similar properties in my
There's
mind.
so many factors. There's the caster himself. There's the soul gems. There's the rail that we were operating on, which is magically driven. But I don't know if that would count, because that's more of the elementals, and the rest is just kind of a binding.
And he's just gonna kind of go off onto like a stream of consciousness academic talking to himself.
The spell that he cast wouldn't have that big of an influence because he ended the spell to drop the train, right? So the spell was done. Like, he cut it off himself.
So the explosion, perhaps.
Yeah. Can I do a quick perception check, DM, to see if I recognize what the aftermath of the explosion looked like?
Give me a little bit more detail. What are you trying to gather here?
Does it look like any other gray mist I might have seen on the western side of the Talenta Plains?
I mean, the implication was there and doesn't require a perception check. It was eerily familiar to the Moorlands.
So obviously I have advantage on this check.
Like I said, there's no check required for Crowley or RT, any of you. It is instantly recognizable and would probably cause some sort of reaction from Crowley internally to see that happen again, just like it did your people in the town of New Kyrie. They were very, very similar. The difference being that this didn't persist.
So the mist might not have persisted, but other magical effects might have persisted. Now, I don't know the arcane theory behind it or anything, but a lot of lightning has to do with air, and air has to do with like flying floaty things. Maybe like the mist is manipulating the lightning rails into just doing air things and making stuff float. That seems maybe believable.
With the air elemental itself too escaping, and that could have also done a lot. Crowley's just like, tapping It's his bicep.
Yeah, that could be a thing. I would hope Yassim would be able to recognize an air elemental that was going around doing things.
Well, obviously it took them by surprise, but now that they know what to look for.
And it could be, it could be like a really sneaky one or like a really powerful one, because these house leaders, I would imagine they're the way you can only have the most expensive air elemental in my train car. It could be one of those kinds of things, right?
He did have his personal train in that car. The ego there would have been sufficient for such a thing. Forcing his personality on that elemental for so long.
Yeah, it could just be a huge dig.
He's gonna sidelong glance over at Milo, see if he's still muttering.
No, completely like internalized now.
Yeah, making sure he's hearing these.
Just kind of like,
these
no,
check marks.
he's not hearing a word. He is zoned out. Just kind of like.
Koshik has been nodding off, standing up.
But the other implications, if this type of technology was used in the morning, then that's bad news for everyone.
Yeah, Crowley kind of bristles. It's like, well, at least we have something to work on. If something very similar, we know a small part, but it would have had to have been far, far bigger.
I have even more tests and things to look into. I'll see you guys later.
Keep me abreast of any discoveries you find, Milo.
Absolutely.
This could be really, really, really good for us. If we could even fake this information to making sure it looks like a Moorland style event, then maybe this type of information getting sent to the other representatives of the 5 nations, then they might actually get off their ass and do their job of protecting the people.
It's a possibility.
I mean, I'm not going to cross my fingers or hold my breath because they all kind of suck, but it might lit a fire on someone's ass, I'm pretty sure, if Yassim tells the Bree King, the Bree King, he might be like, oh, yeah, I don't want the morning in my country. Maybe I should look into this.
Or whoever.
Right.
Whichever delegate he has for that particular problem. Still, the similarities are scary, and that might move people into action.
Agreed.
Kolshik, you look like you could use some sleep. Just making sure you're not nodding off again. That said, Artyom, on a lighter note, I have something for you. And he's going to reach into his satchel and pull out some flowers. These are flowers native to Kairi.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Purple and red.
They are Tim flowers. Ooh.
Whoa, calm down. They were the favorites of some of my loved ones. I was hoping you could grow them here on the ship.
Absolutely.
They're notoriously difficult to grow outside of Kairi. I don't know why. I am not a botanist. But here you go. Or a druid, for that fact.
Well, Crowley, this is your ship. So wherever the ship goes, it's Irish soil, right? It's Irish country.
I'm banking on that to get me out of a lot of trouble. Thank you.
I do not know any laws that work around this, but it is a nice thing to say. I'm going to pump these things so full of magic they can't die even if they want to.
Well, I appreciate it, especially in this winter weather. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the helm.
All right. Okay. I'll get to it. Yeah, I'm gonna go just start druid crafting up these flowers.
And then what I didn't tell him is they're naturally invasive and they destroy all other plants going around.
Dog, that's fucked up.
Like plant 42 on the front of the ship. We gotta bring out the flamethrowers now.
They're not also poisonous. Just send Bill out there, let him eat them.
Infinite food supply for Bill. Done.
I don't think anybody wants plant 42 in front of our ship.
Joke's on everyone here. It's just Plant Species X, and now you have a weaponized airship.
Uh-oh. Hey, that's it's born again.
Why are you in my head?
So as you take some time, but you do end up through druidcraft and whatnot, and it does manipulate the soil in part of your garden here. But they start to grow, and you get them going without. You see a couple of little sprouts of green coming in around them, seedlings.
Right. Yeah. That's one of the features of druidcraft is you can basically make a seedling instantly sprout.
Right. Milo, a couple of minutes after you go down below deck, another message in your head. I was hoping for a response of anything that you may have found, specifically regarding the items you borrowed.
I don't know what you mean.
I will. How much of a response do I get from him on the specifics of this spell you're using?
Is it 20 or 25 words?
25.
25 words.
I will give him the best 25-word summary of what little I have gotten, which has been honestly just enough to raise more questions so far, but
right, because this is important, I am going to ask you to give me some sort of summary.
Trying to think of the best information to give him.
That's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words right there, Doug.
These are not these are the Sybaris crystals, right? Not Kyber crystals.
Correct.
Right. The Sybaris crystals are not usually suited for binding. A task such as this would likely have required protective magics. I am continuing my research. 25.
I don't know, man. You said twice, so I was counting those. That put you over 25.
There's no response to your message. Okay. Is there anything anybody else would like to do for the day or for your night?
The only thing I desire is to continue to keep an eye on things in general and continued tutelage of tracking and stuff.
Okay. In that case, if there's nothing else anybody would like to do over the next couple of days, the last leg of your journey, Artyom flying Ganelin down to the ground a couple of times while you sleep, spending a couple of hours out in the woods, teaching him to keep his eye out on like small game and deer tracks and stuff like that. Some basic nature knowledge and feeding patterns and stuff like that. Ganelin, make a wisdom check for me.
Okay. Straight wisdom. You like 20. Roll that bitch. That's a nat one, apparently.
Oh no!
3.
Artyom, it's a tough time.
You are a fantastic hunter, but I feel like you rely too much on your abilities to just shoot the bow and not be heard. There's still a lot more about tracking than just looking for the thing and killing it.
I see. I will try to my best to encapsulate this information.
Did you ever get your cloak back?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it takes practice. You're doing good so far.
No, I am not. I'm doing shit.
We've killed quite a few deer over the past couple of days. So
I mean, like,
I like Venice.
I don't know what the fuck that branch means. I'm sure it means something to you. I have no idea. Like,
I mean,
that's grass? No clue.
Okay.
I get nothing. But I will continue to try.
Over the next couple of days, a couple of more chances for Ganowin to learn some more tracking abilities pops up. However, on your final leg of the journey, you do start seeing over the Whitehorn Wood. You start seeing Chevalant, a little smaller town, come into your view. My assumption is that you'll park above the clouds and ferry down again, or are you just landing right there?
Oh yeah, just landing right there, making my own port, just right over the inn, and right above the clouds. Thank you.
Okay. Parking above the clouds once more, ferrying down. Small town, not a lot of buildings. You do see a lot of livestock being like a line of just cattle being dragged out to the west, being what do you call it? Herded out of town. A couple of wagons following. It seems like some sort of caravan going out to the west as you fly down to the town. Couple of buildings there. For sake of brevity, you guys find a small tavern and inn. And they're in the room, actually getting ready to go up and sleep for the night. As you guys have made your way here, you see Erish getting a key from him and just giving you a slight smile as you all file in.
It better be one really big bed if we're all gonna be sleeping in one room.
Excuse me.
Team, everyone. It's great to see you again.
I want to interrupt him by giving him a big hug and lifting him off his feet.
He's hesitant still. Takes.
You don't have a choice.
takes a few moments and then. All right. Thank you. It is good to see you as well. Here, let's have a seat, I suppose. Gathering around this table. Well, I suppose we'll have some time to go over what has happened, but the more pressing question is our immediate future. What is the plan from here?
Alright, well, the plan from here is we're going to get the boat, get the booze, and then make a pit stop a little bit between Roth and the Bearwood, and then head on to Sharn to track down one especially huge asshole that is kidnapping a bunch of children.
It sounds about right.
Brayton Civil is the guy that we're hunting in Sharn.
Very well. If you're typing, mute, please.
Also, if there are any Tarkanans there, make them wish they would have never decided to put the bounty on Milo's head.
Business remains largely unchanged.
And also make sure Koshik does not get adopted again, but she is not, so that there is an attempt to adopt her again.
This sounds completely par for the course.
Yep.
Well, if you would have me, I would love to be in your service once more.
Done. Crowley gets up.
Done. That was it. Yep, bet.
Absolutely.
Crowley's gonna go to the side and play some music.
I'm just gonna like lean across the table a little bit and kind of like stage whisper at Erish. Our boat flies now. New boat. New boat.
Koshik did inform me that you are on an
That's
airship.
wonderful. It is very exciting.
The airship, though, has a garden and lots of flowers in it. And I've got my little spell component pouch, and I'm just gonna start taking out like little like flowers that I've taken top off, and I'm just gonna start sliding them across the table. Pull out another one. And there are so many scents that you can make candles out of.
Alright. There's so many flowers.
Have you not looked at the front of the ship? There are
I
so
know.
many flowers.
There's just lots of flowers, but you like murdered a bunch of them. Holy shit. Just like a pile of
They're not I didn't like pull them out of the dirt.
Okay. He just absolutely annihilated his own plants.
Yeah. While Crowley's going on, he's gonna start singing while he performs this classical song over here. Just a really low, somber reprise. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I.
Psychic damage everywhere.
What I'm thinking of.
Crowley steps to the side and makes an instant classic that Chavalant will always be known to tell, and every bard in this town will always sing it forever, and it has become Chavalant's new town anthem and will surely spread across the nation and the continent of Corvair as an international plague. We will take our break.
I'm gonna look to the camera and Rick James this shit and say, I didn't even have to roll for that shit.
God damn it.
He
There's a
comes
young
there
gentleman
in
named
disguise.
Rick
He
on
goes
the
in
side.
disguise as fucking Richard Rollins, and so instead of Rick rolls, it's just Dick rolled the whole time.
Jesus. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get right back into it as our party makes their way, picking up an old friend and dropping off a new friend. We're going to be making our way towards Sharn, which has been a long time coming. So, so don't go anywhere. Drop a follow if you haven't yet. It's a great way to support us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. Woo! Welcome back.
Woo!
It is us. All of these same people that were just right here.
Shocking.
What a surprising turn of events. Last we left our heroes, they were making their way towards Chavalant. On the behest of Erish, their old friend and employee, nonetheless, who took care of their ship while they were sailing down and around to Passage. They have since met up with him in the small town of Chavalant, where he will lead them back to Silver Lake, where he has left the boat, so they can pick up a few very crucial, very important items. They just met up with them and are having a conversation about what happens next. As Crowley stood up and presented to the tavern, which will undeniably be a catchy tune for years to come, of No Strangers to Love. And this is where we pick up. That same night, as you guys are just sort of sitting around having conversation about what the plan is. So, is the alcohol that important that we must pick it up? seems.
There's also a suit of armor on the ship. That we
And,
require for him. There's a point at Gorum.
Milo needs the rest of his tools as well.
We beat a hasty retreat in passage and left some things we need.
Yes. Speaking of your hasty retreat, as I was making my way back through the city, the Baron's personal guard was scouring the streets, if you were. You caused quite the tizzy in passage. They were locking down traffic outside of passage for some time, looking for you. And I used, thankfully, you gave me that gold that you did, because I used it to get the ship out. And he produces a piece of paper and got this as well, and slides it across the table. You open it up, and it is the ledger, the dock ledger, that has his name, Crowley's name, and I believe Ganowin's name on it, along with the name of the Emerald Cutlass. I was able to bribe the guard to let me out after the lockdown. So 100 gold does go a long way, I suppose.
That is good.
So
good, mate.
Thankfully, you were able to. The fact that you were able to successfully bribe them, because that would have been bad if you had been like super upstanding or something.
Well, I wouldn't have known if I hadn't tried, so that was about the only option that I had.
Yeah, it's either that or just try to take some oil and set the book on fire right in the sand. And that would have been pretty crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, I was able to sail the ship over on a little a small dock on Silver Lake. It seems to be abandoned. So I did turn it invisible. I am confident that I should be able to find it again. I had to make decisions. I figured that was the best one.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
But you were able to make it there fairly like unmolested.
With no issue.
This is good.
Yep. Yeah, what are your parents doing?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. Yes, not much has changed. Home. So here I am out and about again to escape the droning of home once again.
This is good. Couple of things we didn't mention. Bill can talk now, so that's pretty cool. He wears pants.
Recent development.
And also, we kind of get, it's a long story, we kind of went to a different plane of existence, and Zoriat might be flooding onto the mortal plane in the next 1 year or so. So, you know, like an Armageddon take on your situations on our hands.
Tentacly and madness and all that not good things. Yep.
I wish I was over-exaggerating, but I'm not.
It has been an eventful week, 2 weeks or so. There's been a lot.
It has been quite a time.
Oh. Not that, this wasn't already happening. House of Orient probably likes us even less than they did before, if it is possible. They blew up a train car that we were trying to, attack for good reasons.
Well, come on. Let's, so it turns out that the Baron is shipping around crystals that
Perhaps
have the
this
soul.
is not a conversation we should have in the middle. And he just sort of looks around. As empty as it is, you don't know where ears may be bought. Right?
That is a very good point.
Yeah, we'll never find this.
We can catch up on that thing. Just know, as you said, par for the course.
But
It is
yeah,
wonderful.
it doesn't look. In any case, I'll just like whisper real quick. He had a copy of himself, and we killed him. So that's kind of thing's not very cheap, I would imagine. So Super wants us dead.
I can imagine. But figured, well, if there is a level above dead, I'm not sure what it would be, because I'm pretty sure he already wanted you dead to begin with, after our escapades.
Yeah, the guy's a major prick, but it makes me smile every night when I cover up in his personal bed sheets.
Small chuckle. Yes. Well, it is good to see you all. Sounds like your weeks have been full. We could take your new vessel to Silver Lake in the morning. I'm happy that you're back.
We could go up now. You could see the other vessel now if you wanted to see it.
It'd probably be more secure.
Sure, yes. And he gets up and turns in his room key. Doesn't get his money back.
Oof.
Says, well, sure.
He doesn't need it. We're rich now.
Oh, by the way, we also got lots of fucking money.
Shitload of money now.
Yeah, we are probably set for life if we didn't want to save the world or children.
Damn it, conscience.
Small grin. So what you're saying is I should negotiate for a raise then.
Yeah,
We can discuss
Very
that
smart.
later.
I don't think you'll have to do much negotiating.
I'm just happy to be back in the presence of friends. Shall we?
Yes. Let's do this thing.
All right.
Does he have his stuff, or did he have to like go get it?
He has a small pack, the same pack that you've seen him carrying around.
Fantastic. Well.
Okay.
Busy days ahead of us. Let us go.
Right then, you are all quite spry for this hour of night. I was about to bed down, but
we have fucked up our sleeping a little bit. We're working on it.
Perhaps you can set us straight, Erish.
Though traveling at night does seem pretty safe. I'm just saying. There's pros and cons. We'll have to fix it at some point, but
very well. Oh, how are we going?
Oh, you'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
Very well.
Super nervous. Super nervous. Erish, like. What is
That's
that?
cackling from all around the.
It's all right. It's very safe. It's very safe.
I somehow very much doubt this.
Sidelong look at Melgrim like.
That is sarcasm. You will have to hold on very tight. But I will, I go up in circles and not like vertical takeoff. As soon as like we get a little bit of ways and I know we're not going to be seen, I'll just do a cleansing on.
You see?
Oh,
He can turn into bigger things now and fly.
Yeah.
Very,
Cool. This is big bounce.
it is very nifty.
I
He's very
see.
fast.
Is there nothing conventional with you lot?
No. That would make things too easy.
Very well.
I guess we're gonna have to make a couple trips since there are so many of us to get up and down. I don't know how much. you
Milo can
carry.
fly, and RTM can pretty much carry the lot of you with. This is pushing the limits here with this many people, including Erish. But I'll say you flying a little bit slower than you normally do. You eventually make your way back up.
Might have to have the dwarves and the and the bags kind of like go arms, elbows deep, relaxing in the neck type kind of thing. There, just have them in the beak. Just,
Milo can take me up, right? It'll be
Yeah.
just
He's just fighting the urge not to
Regularly,
vomit.
Milo can take Koshik and Gandolin.
Constitution saving throw for your fly check. What?
I'm like hanging off his feet. I'm just like, yep, this is
That's
fine.
probably a bad place to be.
A little toasty.
I just get like queasy thinking about flying up like 800 feet, just grasping onto a Quetzalcoatl's
Yeah.
claw. Oh
Not even-
God!
This is very not fun. I will go ahead and say we are very high up.
No.
Not great. Not
One
great.
of us is koala style on the front, and then one of us is backpack style on the back.
Just sit there. So, how are you? How have you been?
I'm wearing a
everything
people
going-
apron.
Everything going okay? Like, nah, you've got like a kangaroo pouch just on the armor. Yes,
Perfect.
make it happen. Just sit there with the bow, like, yeah, I am mobile. You can flying archer.
I had considered making a type of harness that I could wear as a Quetzalcoatl that would allow people to like hang off of me on ropes for like tactical airdrop or some dumb shit like that. But it seems a little bit silly because I would then need to shapeshift right back out of it and dump it on the ground, and I know we'd lose it like the first or second time we ever used it.
It'd be worth it. Just for the one or two
Maybe,
times we
maybe for a big mission, right?
Okay, bet.
We get into some really crazy Dukes of Hazzard shit in Sharn, I'm sure.
Just Mission Impossible theme starts playing.
A slow and awkward trip upwards towards the Amethyst Star. You all land safely, and Erish taking it in. Well, you have grown quite rich, I see.
Will we
We
didn't
have
buy
been
this ship? We also weren't the ones who stole it, so we did not commit any crime. It was given to us as a gift
From a dragon.
from a dragon. She was in the area where the like Zoriat and Madness tentacles and stuff were. It was a whole thing.
And surely House Lyrindar has sanctioned your flying of the vessel.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna
Why are you
clasp
all
my
lying to
hand
him?
on his shoulder, and I'm gonna say, "Off of the course."
Still need to find a lawyer for that one.
We're working on that. It is work in progress.
I mean, in the law, you can't really enforce. Really isn't a law, right?
I mean,
They can enforce.
I'm pretty sure I heard a song sung by a bard back in Pure Bar, but there is something along the lines of "You can't take the sky from me" or something like that.
Right. Just something quickly that comes to mind is you're making your way to Sharn.
that was.
With this,
Sharn's going to be the real like test of
With-
whether we will not go to jail.
right. So what's the plan with the ship for Sharn?
Very good question. Could we
should-
like take the thing that makes the boat invisible and make the ship invisible?
Everyone just looks at Milo. At the
Yeah,
same
just
time.
like, can we do that? Like,
He said,
I remember I did ask about that before.
yeah, okay, yes, I couldn't remember if that was
That
brought
was-
up. Can
Well,
we do
yes.
that?
Crowley and Milo both, who sort of inspected the you do remember that it was like an iron mithril band that was embedded into the ship and around it.
A little bit. Can you like recreate it though?
Yeah, we need like twice the wealth we've already got in like 9
What?
months.
Oh shit. Okay, maybe not that for now. I don't know.
So if you got 9 months and like a bajillion gold, then yeah, sure, I can do it for you.
Can we park like really? Surely it can't be like that much money. Like if that piece of shit rapier guy could afford it, I mean, he was kind of a chump. In the end,
Well, yeah, but I'm not building the ship with it already built in. We're having to retroactively add it on to a vessel that's already complicated, arcanely speaking.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, well, there's also the consideration that he probably didn't get that ship himself. You know, he probably got given to it by a bunch of demons, the same way a bunch of weird, circus freaks probably didn't make their own teleportation teams.
Also, ships are less looked at, in terms of scrutiny.
Yeah.
I see. Well,
how does one go about forging things for House Lelendar?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I plan on grabbing some books on Irindar law as soon as we get to the next point.
Do they check to see if you have the their mark thing? Are they show me your hand, and you have to go, haha, I have storm mark, so I can fly boat.
Is there someone do legal stuff for a job we can consult on this kind of thing?
Another thing I plan on checking.
Looks at Milo. If you are from
is there such thing as an Eberron paralegal for hire?
The answer is yes, Milo. There are lawyers and paralegals all across Corvair.
Do they have public defender in Sharn?
Public defender. We will give you this amount of money. Don't make us go to jail.
We just walk up to the judge. How much money do I have to put on in front of you until you say not guilty? Start stacking gold coins. I think.
Just becomes a bidding war between you and House Lyrandars. They're stacking up their money too.
Son of a bitch! This is cheating.
I'm sure they have a lot more money than we do.
Absolutely.
They start stacking ships.
Well, something to think about for sure about either storage or if you plan on flying right into Sharn. However, it is getting late.
Oh, yes. What's that?
Where am I staying?
Yeah, we still have rooms unclaimed, if I recall. I think we have one extra room.
Let's see. We're gonna go over to our ship.
You're free to stay in my room, but it doesn't have any furniture left over.
Because I think that last red room is the last unclaimed one, because the orange one was where Lydia was staying, right?
I believe this last one, the purple one on the top.
On the top, okay.
Correct.
I can remember who was orange. So that one was where Lydia was staying, and the dark red one on the far left bottom was unclaimed.
No, that's Kaushik's.
Oh, god damn it!
The
I can't remember what the
unclaimed
default color was anymore. It was
Right. Well, you have Melgrim, Artyom, Milo on the top, and then you have Kaushik, Gandalin, Gorham.
We should have 2 free rooms, right?
Correct.
Because there's 10 small rooms. Lydia and Nila are currently in the captain's quarters, so we should, yeah, there should be rooms for him to stay.
Okay.
I just can't remember which ones are the ones that are unoccupied. I know the ones that are decorated are all occupied. I can't remember everybody's colors though. Anywho, direct him towards one of the unoccupied rooms.
He will take residence in the we'll say the purple cover room.
I'll also inform him about our other people on the ship who are probably already asleep. Yeah. So we have 2 other people, Lydia and Layla, their mother and child. They just lost their father, and the child is blind. So take that into consideration as well. We're going to be dropping them off. Those are the people I was talking about.
Of course. Will you be attempting to sleep tonight, and should I have, though I do have some supplies, questions. Do you plan on sleeping tonight so I can have you breakfast prepared? And speaking of breakfast, do you have food that I can cook in the morning?
Food, yes. Do we wish to do we want to continue traveling at night, or do we want to return to a more normal during the day? And
the rest of you can return to your normal schedule. I can continue to sail at least for a little bit before returning to a normal schedule myself.
Okay. I mean,
I mean, I can
It's
do
up
my
to you.
research day or night. It's in a room anyway.
Right, but I imagine once we get to Sharn, we need to be able to be active like during the day. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll be stopping just outside of Sharn. Well, quite a ways outside of Sharn to switch my schedule around.
Double check the map, because if we are, so we're now at Chevalon, or oh no, we still have to go get the boat. I'm sorry, we have to pop up to Silver Lake. Can we get how far Chevalon would just be like a few hours from Silver Lake?
Yeah,
right?
it's not far at all.
Okay, so we could just go there and then handle the okay, cool, sweet. Like, whereabouts, I would pull out the map real quick. Whereabouts would, if we were going to fly a little bit tonight, but you are going to go to bed, whereabouts on Silver Lake, like pointing at the map, would you say that that you have left the boat so that we can be there and ready to go once you wake up in the morning?
He looks closely at it and circles a little cove at the southern end of Silver Lake.
Okay.
That should be about where it is. We should need to fly a little bit close to the ground so I can point it out, but I took time to memorize the surrounding locations, so hopefully it's not too hard.
Wonderful.
A pat on the shoulder. We can go as low as you want, buddy.
Also worrisome.
Okay.
Very well. I'll raise early if you plan on staying up, Carly. I'll have a meal prepared in the morning, and we will continue on.
Thank you.
Sounds good to me.
It's good to be back.
It is good to have more friendly faces on board. It'll be sad to have more people leave, but what can you do? We'll see Norgog when we get there. That will be fun, yeah?
We need to definitely talk to Norgog's people.
Yeah.
We kind of
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
situation.
I haven't seen him.
He-
He went to Sharn on the train.
Yeah, he went on to Sharn. We had to make a side stop, so and he needed to do his stuff. But hopefully that means he's had time to like ask them questions, and all his people will have had like thought of solutions and stuff. That'll be really nice.
Yeah, in retrospect, we probably should have given him the tentacle. But hey,
Yeah,
what
what can you do?
Understood.
we have it's protected. It's a Zoria tentacle is definitive proof that this is a real situation.
Very well. It's not my wheelhouse. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what Zoriat is, but
It's the plane of madness. Like a few thousand years ago, a bunch of madness demons like slipped across the world and almost took it over, killed everybody. I didn't use the apocalypse term lightly.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know very much about this either. I'm just kind of going with it.
very well.
Well,
That's troubling, and
yes.
I will now go to sleep. Thank you for that.
Sleep well.
Look on the bright side, there's all these people that have been fighting since a couple of years ago. If we do get invaded by Zoriat, we'll have plenty of able-bodied and trained people to fight.
Suppose. I suppose. Anyways, have a great night. Hope to see you all in the morning.
Likewise.
It's
Erish.
good to have you back, Erish.
Sleep well.
It's good to be back. You as well. He takes his leave for the night. All right. So, what is the plan for the group of you for the party?
Night stalking. Let's go.
Yeah,
Once we
apparently.
get in the position, going to do some hunting in the night and then come back for a nap, I guess. Try to get up a little bit, like around noon or something, I guess.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
trying to flip your sleep
Yeah.
schedule. Okay.
Unless somebody else has a better idea.
The only thing I could think of is either try to force myself to sleep at night, or at least for part of it, or just stay all the way up through the next day and force a point of exhaustion. So.
Okay. And Crowley, you are you're gonna sail throughout the night, correct?
Yes.
Or fly. It doesn't take you too long as you guys make your way towards Silver Lake. Matter of hours. You are give me let's do a quick perception check.
Or
Crowley.
Pilot.
14.
14. You bringing your map up to the helm and just kind of looking at it and sort of going along the coastline, find the general area where Erish might be talking about. It's going to be easier in the daytime, but at this point it's probably 1 or 2 in the morning. There's a long while to left of the night.
Wonderful.
Well, then I'll take her up to the clouds since there's no sense in keeping sailing around, moving, etc.
Very well.
All right.
Okay. Those of you who you sleep in a little bit later, just due to a rough night's sleep, trying to get back on track, but you eventually come to a little bit later in the afternoon. Erish is up. Crowley, probably before you go to bed, if you're kind of staying on your schedule. Erish is up early, starts preparing food, brings you up a dish before you end up taking your leave for the day. But he does cook a wonderful breakfast for everyone, and it includes a couple of extra plates, as you've informed him that there are more guests aboard, and you awaken to the smells of Erish just cooking for the first time in a while. Kashika, your plate looks a bit different from everyone else's in the sense that you have a couple of pancakes on your plate.
Oh,
hell yeah!
Sick.
However, everybody getting their meal, he introduces himself to Nila and Lydia, and sits down with you all, taking his meal as well.
Wonderful.
So,
How much coffee does Milo fit in his body before he ceases?
as much as you want to consume, Erish will produce.
It's magical.
Jug of endless coffee.
That's some crazy house magic there.
During the night session with Gandalf, I'd probably cast Dark Vision on both of us so that we can see and try to make it as intense as possible with trying to go through and find all sorts of random night critters and stuff like that in an attempt to tire us out. And I would also like to cast Enhance ability on him a few times, upcasting it whenever I need to give him a little bit more intelligence to grasp all the information he's getting.
Okay.
I'm gonna need that later.
He said, on God, we gonna make you a hunter, Gandalf.
Throughout the night, finding all sorts of nocturnal creatures that are plentiful around here.
And killing them, of course.
Okay.
Supplementing our food stores.
I
Very
like to
well.
visit exotic locations and kill exotic creatures.
Gandwin, roll me a wisdom check with advantage, please.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. So, wisdom. Alright, so I'm glad I have advantage. Much better. It was a 5 and then an 18, so that went much better with the
Okay. The night starts off a little bit rough, Artyom. Seeing that it's starting off a little bit rough, you decide through your use of Enhance ability, Gandwin starts to lock onto some things and start to pick up some of the things that you're telling him. You point towards a bear track at one point. Is this a deer? And so with the Enhance ability, he starts to grasp on a little bit more. So well done.
yeah,
Well done.
man. Woo.
Okay. Very well. However, about noon the next day, everybody is awake and moving around. And after your meal, you guys, let's see.
I'll be asleep at the time, but I'm definitely curious to see the interaction between New Bill and Erish.
There's been no real conversations as of yet.
What? He didn't even comment on his pants?
Well, he hasn't seen him yet. Bill's been below deck so far.
I see.
So
Understood.
Erish finishes cleaning up for everyone and says, as soon as you're ready, I will go out on the deck, and I suppose we can, if Crowley is not flying us, then who's going to?
That's a good question.
I'll let you figure that out while I clean. All done, Miss Lydia? And takes her plate from her and everything like that. Cleans the table and starts taking everything downstairs.
So yeah, if he is going to sleep, boat is very high right now. Yes, but like, I know you can fly. So will you be able to carry all the shit we need to get from down there? I mean, it may take like a few trips, maybe, but
yeah, it should be fine.
Okay.
I can arm strength is not super good, but I might be able to carry some things in my feet.
Okay. I guess that'll work. So.
Okay.
As soon
Just
as
like they have
everybody is
to
ready, we can be able
work on some packaging.
Okay. Just prepare for our journey down to this abandoned dock.
Okay. We'll just say, for the sake of brevity, and not role playing out carrying a bunch of stuff back and forth between the boat and the airship, Erish does succeed on pointing out a small little cove, and after a little bit of searching, points out the location where he left the boat. Takes a moment. You guys see a groove in the sand, where the boat has washed up on the shore. It seems my ropes did not hold on the dock. That is, well, I'm not a sailor. I'm glad it drifted in, though.
That's good. Quick question. What are we going to do with the boat? Are we just going to leave it here invisible and hope for the best? Or I guess we don't really have much choice. We kind of on a time frame.
We could try to find someone to sail the boat too. I don't know. It's not like you can go around and be like, hey guy, would you like to buy an invisible boat for the amount of money that it's actually worth? Gonna need someone with a lot of money to do something like that.
So I guess we'll just, see if we can keep it hidden for now and circle back to that later.
Also, before we leave, we probably want to take out most of the stuff from Kaushik's bag of holding to make transport of the smaller things a lot easier.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Okay.
Empty out the bag of holding as much as we can, and because what all do we need to do? I know we're getting the rest of Milo's tools and stuff, suit of armor,
alcohol,
all the booze, of course. Is that it? Does anybody, do we have other stuff? Because I know I didn't leave any personal belongings on there because I don't have very much.
There was
my plate, my tools. That's what's on my list.
There was a lot of horse feed left on the boat.
Oh, and a lot of horse feed.
Like hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, that's probably not super great. Well, I mean, it's only been, 2-3 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah.
Give or take.
Does it seem okay? If we check it.
Yeah, it seems fine. It's been in a
Okay,
dry location.
Okay, that's what I figured. I was like, surely horse feed keeps pretty good. I don't know. I don't know anything about horses.
Neither do I, so I'm gonna say it's perfectly fine.
How does horse feed keep?
Because I don't want to roleplay you buying horse feed again. Your horse feed is in pristine condition. It looks like it would feed a horse nicely, guys.
Fuck yeah. We take all our fucking horse feed too.
Okay. So you get the barrels of various beers and wines, roughly 23 if I recall, because you went through a couple.
That's a lot.
Gorham's still beat to hell full plate that he received from Ragnar. Received from Ragnar is a strong term. Retrieved. Yes.
I like received though. It's funny.
And Milo's tool sets and all. After a few trips back and forth, all of that is easily attainable. Erish does ask you, roll a survival check for me, Artyom, as Erish asks you to tie the boat back up since he did not do such a great job.
24.
Okay. Much
God
more
damn.
secure and still invisible this time. So, very well.
I'm just gonna go to dock at that dock and just run into an invisible boat. Yeah.
It is back in a cove, a fairly secluded cove, and the dock is a strong word for what this is. There are some planks on it, and just poles that are sort of out in the water, but this looks like it's been long out of use. So it's sort of behind some trees and whatnot from the main lake.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So we now have, we are resupplied with alcohol, fellas. Let's do it. Whew, doing good.
And 2 casks of strong dwarven ale. If I do recall correctly.
Yeah, that was the most expensive shit, right?
Before I leave, though, I'm going to go down to the bottom of the boat.
Okay.
Talk to the elemental. Be like, hey, buddy. I know you haven't been around too much, but we're friends. Here you go. And I'm going to give him I'm going to just use create water. Just give him a few more gallons of nice, non-salty water. I got you. Very good.
How much water do you...
Oh, God, he's going to destroy the boat.
5 gallons.
Okay.
It's like a 5 gallon. It's like a bucket of water, basically.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, yeah, sure. It takes it on. Nice.
Yeah. I will reach towards it, just like out of habit, and just like, nope, nope, just leave.
I'm gonna pat the water elemental. Is that what you were going for?
What he tried last time.
Oh, yeah.
Did not go so well.
That was after he peed in it.
Well, you know, I still peed in it this time, technically. same elemental.
Oh man, awesome.
Okay. Making your way up. Your below deck is filling up quite a bit with all these barrels and whatnot. Let's see. Yeah. A lot of the kitchen is filled. A lot of the empty space beside the horses and what have you are filled. Milo, you get a couple
extra
of
beds.
They are extra.
Oh
beds.
shit! We have like a little barracks kind of deal. Oh sweet, guys, we can hire guards. Yeah.
I think that's what you mean to say is that's where we can put fellow wanted people at.
I mean, get Norgod can bring some of his buddies and they'll all bunk
That's
up down
true.
there. We'll have the fucking squad.
It looks like a staff quarters. You see a couple of small beds, and it's pretty barren except for a couple of like a small cleaning like wardrobe off to the side. It looks like the crew for this cruise ship was stayed in here right next to the kitchen and other things. So
We can spruce it up.
okay.
Spruce it.
But yeah, a lot of this is now filled with 23 barrels of stuff. Milo, you receive your tools as well as Gorham's future armor. Excuse me.
And I had the raw materials to upgrade mine to plate armor as well that I purchased, but never got to do anything with.
Right. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Gorham, it's the first plate mill you've seen in a long time.
It's truly beautiful.
Is Ganwin sort of carrying it by you? You see your reflection in it. Slut. Tear comes in there, but your eyelid muscle forces it back in. So.
Your eyes start the water, and it looks like Gandalf has a halo above his head.
Savior.
You hear a dwarven holy anthem in the back of your mind. Anyways, but yeah, there is going to be some more downtime here as you guys make your way from here to north of Rote. So, Milo, you have a couple of projects. I would like you to roll 2 checks for me, one for your armor and one for Gorham's armor. So go ahead and give me those tinkering checks for me, please.
You muted. I said, Raj, what is that modified by again?
I believe in the past we've said your proficiency plus your intelligence.
Raj. Hell yeah, brother man. Is a 25 for Gorham's armor.
Okay.
A 21 for me. With a 16 and a 19 on the dice, respectively.
Okay.
Right, that would be a 22 for me, not a 21. I can't math.
Spending no worries, both very good checks. Spending the majority of your time in this in your mini lab here on the boat, crafting down and bending, using your various tools to heat up some of the metal and bend it so it'll fit Gorham's frame. Finally get done with it. Say 4.5 foot tall, 4.5 foot wide suit of shining, it looks nearly platinum plate mail. Upgrading your own, you are also successful. It will take some extra time to paint all the bits black to match your current suit of armor, but covering up those regions that weren't protected before, both of you are bestowed with a suit of plate mail.
Whoa! Finally, the Rock has come back.
And now he has nothing to complain about.
Oh, he...
Mundane,
Now he has
but plate
nothing
mail
to
nonetheless.
fear.
Looking good, brother.
He's over there like
You're
posing,
looking
like,
very
"Oh,
great.
look at this, armor.
Now your aesthetic matches your prowess. I like it.
You're gonna sleep
He's
with it
like-
on.
Like Bill when he got his pants and he just starts twerking.
Oh,
Huh?
no.
Clank, clank, clank.
Oh.
Gorham, there is something that Milo just sort of altered because it was a part of the armor. There is a cloak on this, sort of embedded on either side, a dark blue navy cloak with silver filigree going down the back. Whether or not you would like to keep that on, something that Ragnar did wear as Templar of Law.
Sure.
Very
It's
well.
like a trophy, right?
Very well. Okay. Is there anything else in these couple of days that anybody would like to accomplish? I assume Gainwin would like to continue his training with Artium.
Yep.
Okay.
Slow but steady.
Very well.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. Switch to dusks in the afternoon whenever it gets a little bit too dark to continue flying during the day, and we'll hop off and do that stuff and come back at night and get some food. But during the day, I like to basically keep juicing up those flowers to make more and more seeds so that I can continuously populate them. And if I have enough time and if I can use enough magic to do it, make them constantly grow and wrap around the handrails around the top of the entire ship.
Okay. Of the flowers that Crowley's handed you?
Right.
All right. Straight wisdom check for me.
Sure.
Big wise.
16 total.
Okay. It does take you some time. Some offshoots just go wild on you and just cut it down and restart it. It takes some time and attention to detail that but eventually You do. You get these purple and red, purple and red flowers that Crowley has bestowed upon you, and it's beautifully done, and wrapping around the handrails of the front of the ship, around the entirety of the garden.
Nice.
You got some of them that are just sort of cascading off the front and down the front of the ship as well.
Sounds lovely.
The boat is so pretty now.
Let's go.
Anything else anybody would like to do?
Nami?
Um,
I'm a bit preoccupied.
while we're nearby that town, I would like to I would like to see if there are any tailors that can do a rush job there real quick.
Sure, depends on the job. You find a couple of tailors in there.
Need them to make a very strange coat.
Very strange coat.
Yep.
The bill coat.
Yeah, the bill coat.
The bill coat. Okay.
Bill coat.
Here. It's a lot of material and a custom job, and you guys are trying to get in here. How long are you willing to wait for it?
I am willing to have them work through the night. This is something that I probably would have wanted to do, like when we were getting our sleep schedule set back up, like get it started on that night. So,
okay.
The
hate
big
being
thing.
put in these situations. I don't. You know what? We're gonna fuck it and say some percentile dice, whether or not they
Sure.
want to. Okay.
Sure.
We'll say 75 or higher. They're able to get it done for you in time.
Okay.
It is a 36. Unfortunately, they just don't have the materials and the manpower to do something like that.
Alright.
So
That's fine.
perhaps something that
Sharn.
someone in Sharn could do for you quite easily.
Word.
This is a small, seems like a pass-through town, so.
Okay.
All right. Making your way south, and stop me at any point to Rote. It takes you a couple of days to get there. I don't know why your cameras go wild. Finding the edge of the Bear's Wood and sort of following it along. Erish falling right back into his normal job duties. You also see that Erish has snagged something from the ship, the cleansing stone from the back of the ship, and has now placed it onto the back of the airship as well, right outside. If there's any other place you would like it, however, sense of familiarity, yes. He places the cleansing stone back there, but continues into his normal job roles. You guys smell all sorts of wild smells coming from his bedroom at times, of just different waxes and different scents and stuff like that. And you do see him sort of perusing your garden, RTM, sort of going by, smelling some things, getting some odd reactions from some of them, but finding some things to work with up there.
Like a mad candle scientist.
Mad candle scientist.
However,
Same thing we're going to
Maniacal laughter from his room is like flowery scents
They
exit.
thought those fools. They thought pumpkin spice would never exist, but now, hi.
my perfect creation.
They said it could never work.
Said it couldn't be done. That's awesome. Hell
That's
yeah.
how Erish creates the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh shit.
You see the large city of Rote coming up. Several airships back and forth, so taking your time to quickly escape into the clouds as needed and then come back down. Circling around the Bear's Wood, you eventually do see a small community that is sort of nestled into the sides of these woods. Nila, just sort of up there with you, armor on Lydia, says, I have never seen it before, but it's a good place to start, I suppose. Speaking to you, Crowley.
Seems as good a place as any. You're correct. What do you plan on doing? Building a house there, or will you move from there?
I don't know. There's a lot to consider now. Thankful to you, I have resources at my disposal that I have never had before. Because of you and your friends, I still have my daughter. So
Crowley will bow his head slightly. Sometimes not knowing what to do can be the right thing. It's not necessary to always have a plan. As long as you have your daughter.
as long as I have her.
Perhaps one day you will meet my daughter.
I would quite love that.
I'm sure
she brings Lydia a little bit closer. Lydia's still been quiet throughout the entirety of the trip, really. Not really been her social self. Sort of off on her own. Very quiet, even during meals and such. But what is the plan here? She's pointed out this sort of community out to you.
Well, probably best you get full rest, and we'll take you down in the morning when everyone is awake, and we can move all your things without stumbling in the dark, if that is all right with you.
Very well.
It'll also allow me to reset my own schedule.
Okay. Resetting your own schedule. A rough night of sleep, but you make it through. End up correcting and waking up tired and sleepy as hell the next morning, but it wouldn't be the first time.
Play Song of Rest, I feel, but no, I'm kidding.
Everybody up. Nila and Lydia are up very, very early themselves. Erish has prepared a meal for them, making some small talk in between the three of them as you all get up and ready for your last meal with Nila and Lydia, at least for the time.
I'll go sit beside Lydia and, her mother. Partake of the meal. What's on the menu, Jones?
Erish has eggs for you. Eggs are always plentiful. Some sort of potato hash brown dish that's going on currently with some chopped peppers, and he was feeling wild this morning, so he made some biscuits and gravy.
Woo!
Whoa, that's
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
no caviar and fava beans.
This is
Hell yeah.
a southern Breland dish.
Hey.
While not the healthiest, will fill you for quite some time.
Wonderful.
It looks delicious and more than filling.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure eating your food, Erish. Glad you're back. No offense, Koshik, but I mean,
I'm tired of these heroic feasts, he says.
I wish we were having heroic feasts.
Jeez.
That'd be fucking crazy.
You're
if we
gonna
had
need a
that
heroic
kinda...
feast for these emotions I'm about to feel. But yeah, probably will sit down and eat and, wait for everyone else to join. He's gonna take his time.
Slowly but surely, everyone joins you. Unless anybody's not gonna eat this morning for any particular reason, but
More for us.
Probably doing like a drive-by food pickup before heading back to keep working on my armor.
Okay.
Sweep in, stuff onto the plate, entire pot of coffee, back to the worker.
He just takes the pot with him.
I'm just like, Milo, please, manners. Stick your pinky out. Thank you.
How are we going to take them to the ground? Are we going to land the ship, or?
I moved away from the city. We're a little bit outside, near the woods, and so we can lower it just a little bit.
Okay.
Or if there's even better cover, we can go even further down. I don't surmise the journey on by foot will take too long.
We do not plan to be here for too long, so imagine we can take the risk.
Instead, or could fly down again, carrying a lot of stuff.
All right. So
We don't have many things. We just have a pack apiece, so there is not too much weight to consider.
I can get you down, no problem.
I hope you won't mind if we join you until we see that you're settled in your new home. They would give us peace of mind, at least.
Surely. And I am
Quick question.
sure that
I'm sorry. Lydia still have the cloak? I just want to make sure.
she doesn't have it on right now.
This is in her possession. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna ask her. I'm just gonna go to, like, as we're preparing to like go down, like, hey Lydia.
Yes.
You still have that cloak I gave you?
She stands up, traces her hand along the banister. At this point, she's pretty much memorized the ship and where it's been her place of living for some time now. Runs into the room. You see her gather it off the bed and
Fucking leave it. God damn it. No.
find her way back to you and hold it out, fold it up.
Oh no. I want you to keep it. Just better safe than sorry.
Okay. Takes it, throws it around her
Yeah.
shoulders again.
Wonderful.
It will be very sneaky.
Indeed. No one will see you coming. Perfect. Okay, I just wanted to make sure she wasn't trying to fucking leave it back on the ship. Alright.
You guys ferry your way down to this little commune type area. You'd see Crowley pretty instantly recognizable. This is quite a few Chiron refugees that have seemed to found their way out here in this wood. I say quite a few. They look to be all Chiron refugees here. Just sort of placed up in small log cabins and whatnot. Out doing various tasks. It looks to be like they're doing some very basic like sustenance farming and stuff like that, keeping themselves afloat out here. And Nila is, as you guys walk up, Nila sees a few other Chiron women out there who stop for a moment in sort of disbelief and then end up running and in just a brief sort of reuniting moment as they hug and continue talking. Once again, thank you for everything you've done. I have found my place for now.
Do they have a house ready for you, or will you be staying with one of them?
I will be staying with my friend. Erish will take me in, and she sort of points to the lady behind her, similar age as Nila, and just sort of waves at you. Until I can either have my own home built or we find somewhere else more permanent.
Well, I hope you'll keep in contact, or at least we'll try and keep in contact with you. If you do end up moving, well, we'll have Kaushik check in with you. He's going to look over to Kaushik.
I'll go to give Nila a hug, just a gentle one, and say I'll check in often. And if you or Lydia ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. And then I would also like to lean down to Lydia and give her the biggest bear hug possibly imaginable, to the point of almost crushing her tiny baby body. And I'm going to say,
God.
Take care of your mother. I'm going to miss you, but we'll see you again soon.
Picking her up and squeezing her.
Dear.
You hear the first, as you sort of snatch her up and pick her up, you hear the first giggle that's come out of Lydia in days. She hugs you back. Says, of course. And thank you. Maybe I can adventure with you one day.
You're absolutely right. You're gonna have to keep your mother safe first.
She takes her cloak and flourishes it in a like dance move type fashion. She says, "With not a problem."
Nice. Oh,
That's my girl.
all right.
Crowley will kneel down beside Lydia whenever she's back down and says, "Well, it looks like this is the end of our journey, but only for now, Lydia. Until the next time." You take care of your mother. Family is important. And if you ever need anything, Crowley kind of taps against his mask. I will know.
Reaches up. Sorry, guys. Jesus. Reaches up. Little girl's arms around your neck. Brings back some memories.
Freaking the nom shot. But yeah, Crowley will kind of his hands kind of hesitate for a second, but he swoops her up and stands up and pats her gently. You will grow into a magnificent woman, I trust. You and your mother will be happy. With lots of cats, I'm sure.
Ugh.
And then
I
he's
don't
gonna
get to say the goodbye to Haru.
Yeah, I want to cast Find Familiar so she can say goodbye to Haru, if that's
But
okay.
yeah, you have Haru. You don't need to cast Find Familiar again. But
Okay.
You summon Haru and does some figure eights around her legs. She spends some time giving him scritches. Well, I do hope to hear from you again. I don't really have a way of keeping in touch, Crowley, so Koshik, you will need to stay in touch with me. But if I will let you know if I go anywhere. Lydia's gonna try to sneak away.
Hell yeah! Did she put up the hood of her cloak?
She does.
Yeah.
She get back on the boat. Oh wait, she can't do it by herself.
She just flies up.
Holy shit!
You see Lydia slightly pick up Haru, who's a big cat, and tries to sneak away with Haru back behind her mother, who does not see where she goes.
Yeah.
All right.
This pleases me. My disciple.
Well, thank you again. You
I'm
guys...
going to pull out some of the flowers like I've been growing on the boat. Like, all right, here you go. Remember the ship. Remember home. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Slight bow. She just slowly caresses the flowers. Strange look that you have these. Thank you.
Yep.
This is certainly a memento of home. Whatever that word means anymore.
Yeah, she was around there somewhere. Yeah, she's around somewhere.
Lydia. She's continuously she's like slowly walking away with Haru.
I just smile. As I'm like,
She says her goodbyes. Unless there's anything else anybody would like to say. Okay. Says her goodbyes, waves you on as they return back to the to this little hamlet, little community area. Crowley standing long enough just to see her go in the doors, her friend Babesh beckoning her in. You see them go inside. They both go inside safely. You see Lydia pauses at the door, sort of droops her head a little bit, sets Haru on the ground, kisses him on the head, and walks inside.
We need to get that girl a cat.
I cast polymorph on her mom. No kid.
Oh shit! I somehow have true
Okay.
polymorph in my spell list. Cat forever.
That's a bit rough.
Just find some random villager like you. You look like you should be a cat.
No.
Well, time to go on to more or less, even less pleasant things, I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or who knows? Maybe it could be fun. I don't know. Could be a great time.
There'll probably be some really good fights to be had.
Okay.
But let's go get some drinks. We can be a lot more wild without children on the ship, right? Yeah.
I guess so, right?
So, a few drinks and off to Sharn.
Now that
The
we offloaded
city
all
of
the
towers.
people.
Oh, good gracious. Well, let us be about it then.
You all load back up onto the Amethyst Star. Keep heading south towards Sharn, making your way towards the biggest city. You guys continue on your journey. You have a few more days of travel. If there's anything that you would like to do, it's been quiet the past few days, but without Lydia on board, it's been a little bit more quiet. But if there's anything you would like to do in these couple of days before you get to Sharn.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock the wheel into place and refamiliarize myself with canon law and airships.
Yeah, I wanted to approach Crowley and talk about the boat a little bit, or the ship.
Okay.
So do you think we're going to be able to forge papers to make this legitimate, or do we need to change the way the ship looks? I think this is the second airship I've ever seen, and the only one I've ever seen up close, so, you know.
Well, there are a few avenues. We're not going to be able to, take her to port in Sharn as it is without drawing in massive attention. We could claim her as a rights to her because I have no idea how long she's been abandoned. But I have to refamiliarize myself or find someone who can, plead a case for us. Or they might try to make us just take it from us with no idea. It all depends. So I'm going to have to forge some hypotheticals for what we're going to do here. Basically, RTO, make it go anyway.
I was going to say, I mean, it'd be possible to just forge the name of the boat.
Yes, but they're still going to check if there's someone from Lysander who's piloting it and such when we dock, is the problem.
Do you have to be a legendary airship? Is it legal to be other airship?
To the best of my knowledge, I believe so. I can roll history.
Sure.
I think
I'll give you a history roll.
15.
Okay. Not too familiar with House Lyrandar or its laws. As far as there being other pilots of airships, typically there is always a dragon marked member piloting the ship itself. There are companies that lease the ships, and use them for their own uses, but the pilot is typically always dragon marked.
The pilot is always dragon marked, is the main issue. So
you can make their stuff look like an elf with some blue stuff.
I'm sure I could, though. The magics in Sharn, at least, I believe they'd be able to pierce the magics relatively easily. Artyom.
Oh, fair enough.
It's something I could do if there was an emergency, perhaps, but
Okay. I was just trying to, figure out what was best.
I appreciate you bringing this up. As I said before, there's no idea what to do yet, but
Right.
I do think it best we stow the ship away and approach by whatever method we can by land, which is odd because it is Sharn.
Should we just leave the ship here and travel the rest of the way on foot? Well, no, that's a way farther than I thought it was. Never mind.
I mean,
We can study the map as we go, and we'll find some somewhere to stow it.
All right. I don't know. I just I heard there was a lot of air traffic coming in and out of Sharn, and it feels like it could be very possible for a ship to get noticed. I kind of feel like if somebody finds a boat with a dinosaur and a single half-elf, they probably aren't going to be too understanding of just not taking it, or calling some kind of authority or something.
Oh, I'm certain. I am certain.
Listen, I am happy to help and to stay out of the way as much as possible, but I'm getting sick and tired of the damn airship. I want to be on the ground again. So if you don't mind, I'll be going into Sharn with you.
I don't care, but it's going to be a. There's lots of towers. There's not a lot of ground in Sharn. From what I understand, I don't know how it works either.
It looks around. There's not a lot of ground around here either.
That is fair. Okay. I do not mind.
Okay. If
Well,
there's
in any case,
a plan to be made, now is the time to make it for your plans of storing the ship or sailing it into Sharn. However you want to do it, all of these ways are possible, but a plan of action needs to be made because this is the next step.
is there a way we can find out that information before we get to Sharn?
I mean, am I there? And if I am, would I know?
Yeah, you're having this discussion as a group.
Okay.
Okay. I thought he was just off talking to Crowley.
Well, this is over the next couple of days.
Oh,
so
yeah,
as you're making your way towards Sharn.
So
May I make a knowledge history check
What are you trying to garner?
about what the specifics of rules and policies and stuff with the airships? Like, could we legally dock it somewhere or something like that?
Sure, roll it. Roll a history check for me.
Not bad. 19 plus. Do I have history? I do have history. So 25.
Okay. Milo would know that you could possibly do a couple of things. What Crowley is suggesting as far as talking to someone, telling them the circumstance and just being forthright with it could work. You could possibly need to hire a Lyrandar pilot, with that being the case, and possibly pay for the ship, or at least the ship's services. What our team has suggested is possibly, making himself look like he has a dragon mark. Could work. Kind of depends on who's going to be there, and how deeply they look into your situation. The other option to you is you park it off and out of Sharn, away from somewhere. It's going to be a bit hard, but if you lower it down to the ground, would be your better option, so people don't see it. Maybe in trees or near trees or something, that may be an option to you, and you take land, take the travel by land to Sharn. And then it would be nigh impossible to avoid eyes flying into Sharn, but air travel's isn't uncommon around there. you could possibly fly into some of the lower, seedier parts and find someone to dock your ship there. Now, that comes with a lot of risk. But risk from different people. So.
That being said, my personal preference is going to be probably parking it somewhere far off. It just seems like there's a lot that could go wrong and a lot of uncertainties in the city. I mean, maybe it could work, but also maybe not. Maybe we hide it just in some trees?
Yeah, point at the giant flaming ring that encircles the ship. Like,
well, you do know that the ring does
does it just go out when it's landed?
Correct.
Okay. Still, it is a big ass boat.
Well, we risk losing the whole thing. I mean, that's just my vote. I'll go with what everyone else votes on, but
we don't have any solid security measures for while we are away from it. Unlike our other boat, it does not turn invisible.
And it's true that this boat, or the ship, will at least become more of a problem as we continue to use it. I'm really curious to find the laws on abandoned property, and if it would apply to the airship.
From
maybe
what I understand,
we can
it's
ask
not
that when we don't have the ship with us to be taken from us.
No, I would not bring it with us, but I am curious about it.
Can you think of anywhere to keep it? Like, looking at the map?
Somewhere out of the way, because we can still fly. We can place it somewhere inaccessible and then fly out from there.
Could we possibly take a pit stop at Rote and figure this out? Like, go to some place and get the actual legal documents to see what the law is for these things so that we can have an informed decision by the time we get to Sharn?
There's like a representative of the house we could talk to at Rote.
Oh God.
I wouldn't mind. I'm ready to discuss this with someone from Rote.
Well, I mean, I doubt there's like a whole lot of precedent law. There's probably going to have to be a case-by-case discussion about this with someone from there.
I'm ready to argue him down.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, part of the problem isn't necessarily our possession of the ship; it's that we don't have any member of House Leondar to pilot it,
but
which we can acquire.
Well, we can get someone to pilot it, and that's the best case scenario. But also, there's the eensy-weensy little thing of they generally consider airships to be their possessions on lend or rent to others, and that's the problematic part. Because they might decide that they don't want us to have it, or that we are now renting it from them, or what have you.
How
and
long
that's
ago?
not best case scenario.
Actually, we could be looking at this from the wrong angle. We do have an invisible boat. We could be like, hey, we might have found this airship, maybe not. How much is it worth to you? Yeah? You want
That's
to
also
get it
something.
back for 100,000 gold. It's pretty good steal for an airship, yeah.
Right, and these are all possibilities, but it's a gamble to actually take the airship into the
I
city.
don't think we should
We're
take it
not
before we
taking
know
the
for
airship.
sure. Yeah, that's a given.
But I am curious about contacting someone or getting something so that we can begin negotiations and discussions.
Yeah, we should send Crowley down there. He can look like, I don't know, like some sort of, completely different person. Like, he can be like a female furbog and go down there and talk this stuff out.
My name's Doug Dimmadome. I'm here to inquire about the...
Yes, send Doug. I agree.
It's a free market.
And then the last concern I would have is I don't know what the political alliances and discussions they have. They could be in some kind of positive contact with the Lightning Rail people, in which case...
Actually, that's something Crowley should know regarding, right? Because, or at least it's common knowledge. You want to roll history? Because I thought there was some rough house tensions between airship travel and monorail travel.
Yeah, aren't they rivals?
Public view is that they are there is strained relationships there.
Right. Well, publicly at least strained.
Strained relationships, yes, but if it comes down to a aristocracy versus the common man, they might put aside their differences to make sure that things function as they should without outliers. We're functionally rogue, and they might not like that.
Well, that's why we're trying to become legitimate.
Upstanding citizens.
Indeed.
Just
Kushik, that's it.
advising caution.
Advising Koshik? No, I'm kidding. No, I understand completely, and I thank you, because normally I err on caution, but I feel like shooting straighter with another house. I would not like to make enemies with this house, and if we could do this as legally as possible, I would be very appreciative.
Alex, DM, if I recall, Barathas told us that she'd had this boat for like 4 years, right?
Couple of years is what she said. Yeah.
It was a couple of years, so it's been missing for a couple of years. Okay, I just want to double check on that timeline.
What is it? It's 30 days before it's considered abandoned, right?
Maybe.
We'll see.
So
that's what we're
it's
trying
been...
to find out. I'm ready to go to court. Let's do this. I've got my documents.
I mean, is there like a house, Larendir watermark on it? Like, I mean, is there like a stamp that says they own the airship?
Yeah, it's in the air. It's an airship. That's the watermark.
I was under the impression that other people owned airships, but they were all piloted by House Leandar pilots.
Right. It's like a lease type situation. It's not really ownership.
Okay.
I don't
Gotcha,
mind
gotcha.
lease. That still means we have it.
I mean, regardless of whatever these rules are, we are not going to be taking it to Sharn right now. So I feel like we should be probably preparing a little more for where we are going to put it and how we are going to keep it hidden and not stolen for at the duration. Because if we're not taking it to Sharn one way or the other, no matter what, right now, then that is the bigger issue, is making sure it remains ours until we can work out the legal bullshit.
Yeah, because as soon as anyone from Lyrandar finds it, gone.
Right. Or literally anybody finds it, I'm sure they will steal it if they can.
Well, if they can fly it, it's a little rough, but
I'm sure. But if we're probably gonna be in Sharn for a while, they'll have a lot of time to try.
yes, it's why I'm in favor of getting as knowledgeable as we can on this before. If we can figure out what we can do, we can take care of this sooner. We can come back and port it or whatever we're gonna do.
Agreed.
Just we need some officiates is what we need.
Okay. So is the plan to fly down to Rote and try to find a Lyrandar representative?
Fly and hide close to Rote, out of the way, and go into town, find a representative, yes.
Okay. Very well. Taking your normal course, I assume, of hiding it above the clouds. Right?
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Very well. You hide above the clouds, ferry down to Rote, a incredibly large city, not quite as massive as Sharn, but lots of people, lots of traffic here. Making your way through the city, taking your time with people. Someone give me let's just do an investigation check. I'll give 2 people or 1 with advantage.
I'm willing to help give someone advantage. I have investigation.
That ain't it for me, Chief.
No one else have investigation?
I mean, I have it with a +1.
I've got a +5.
Oh shit!
I
actually do have it. I did not realize that I had it.
Yeah, I was just waiting because I know you have it.
Somebody whoever has the bigger bonus, take advantage.
It's because I know Milo's done those checks before. So if you would like to roll, Milo.
$19.
With advantage.
+6.
Did you roll with advantage?
6? Oh, no, I was not rolling with advantage.
charging with this
No, we're
dice.
gonna take that 13
Okay. All right.
plus 6.
19 total. It's not too hard. You start to make your way through the city, and with a couple of questions asked to citizens, they point you down to a rather officious like row of homes. Looks to be like several represented here. Large homes to make. I say homes, large buildings to make a statement with sigils out front, and you see the mark of House Lear and Dar on one. Very officious, if you will, just like a row of government buildings. Lots of traffic here, various house colors and house pins on people. Very people full of themselves, if you will. But without too much time spent, you're finally pointed to house or an enclave rather of House Lyrandar.
Well,
how would you like to approach the situation?
Well, make sure I'm wearing the proper, official clothing of the party. Yes, I am. And
of the party?
Yeah, the party.
Okay.
It's purple and red, obviously.
Okay. Just want to make sure you didn't mean of the house.
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast my wonderful where's my spell list at? Ugh, I forgot the name of it. I should obviously disguise self and remove my mask and pull down the hood and look like pretty much the same guy that I looked for at the morning, just more half-elf features.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go in.
Right. Is the party following?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sort of staying outside.
Nope.
Anybody
Nope.
following Crowley?
I don't even want to go into the city. I want to take an extra trip to fly Bill down to let him land a little bit.
Okay.
You're muted, Cody.
I'll go into the city, but I won't be going all the way with Crowley. Although he can have a shoulder kestrel.
Okay.
if he is approving of that idea.
That's fine. Yes.
Crowley walks into the building with a bird and a kestrel holding a cat.
Right. Crowley, you make your way through bustling house, people going around everywhere. You see several people with maps and what have you just in hand, charting courses. You're sort of going around. Someone eventually approaching you through all of this this sort of massive building. Oh yes, can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'm seeking to find any documentation you have on airship law and acquirement of an airship.
Maybe I can be of service. I am a liaison for House Lyrandar and could probably help you out with what you need to know.
I'm gonna hold out a gloved hand. Thank you.
Receive your hand.
All right. Well, shall we seat ourselves? I have a few questions, and
sure. If it will take some time, here. Knocks on a room, opens it up real quick, just like a small office. As you sits down with you. How can we be of service?
So, I was curious as to the prices of chartering a airship. Or if Lyrandar is the only one in possession of these airships, I'd come to you directly. Is that not right?
Correct. We would lease a ship and I pilot to you if you had your own crew. If not, we could also provide a crew.
Of course. And this is out of curiosity. Is there any sort of abandonment policy if you were to find an airship that has been abandoned and you wanted to salvage it and bring it back to Lyrandar for your own usage? Is there any rule for that?
Well, we do not abandon our ships. However, so there is no abandonment policy. Any airship would be property of House Lyrandar.
Right, but just out of curiosity, as I said, hypothetically, if you were to find such a ship, would you be able to claim it under Lyrandar, or make use of such a vessel, or would it be returned, or would there be any rewards, or such things?
I suppose if the situation arose that you found an abandoned airship that we could potentially work out the reward for your being a good citizen and returning it to the house clear and dark, although that is where it belongs in the first place.
Indeed, but what if you wish to charter the vessel as well?
Then we would go about our own leasing process.
And what is the usual leasing policy on such a thing? Would the reward be factored in to such a price?
I suppose we could.
Good. As you say, I'm sorry, I have so many questions. I wish to understand this as thoroughly as possible. Indeed. So what is the usual leasing cost? Is it monthly? Is it yearly?
Well, it depends. Time is a factor. Whether it will take weeks or months will certainly factor into that. Longer periods of time, while costing more, will end up at a discounted rate if you need to charter it for a while. We have companies that have an extended, non-ending leasing agreement that we work out the yearly fee for. And it also depends on the dangers that may arise. We have airships that are chartered to certain dangerous locations that are charged a hazard fee for any sort of damage that may come of the airship. And also depends on the pilot that we provide as well.
Might I ask you to quote me the company fee and the hazard fee, actually?
But of course, for what amount of
time? Perhaps yearly. A year for now, perhaps longer.
The yearly rate? Very well. And as far as locations traveled?
The breadth and length of Corvair, at least, no further. We journeyed quite a bit.
Very well. An adventurous fee then. Surely. I can factor this up. Your implications and hypotheticals are not lost on me. I am assuming that you have a vessel in your possession somehow, some way. And while it is not on me to make assumptions, it will be factored into the cost of what airship that we provide, should we be providing the ship.
Do you have anyone of higher station that could make that decision? Not to insult you, sir. I wish to get to this as quickly as possible. I'm a very busy man.
No insults taken. I'll be right back. He bows and takes his leave. A moment later, you see I
take my cowboy hat off. I'm like...
A moment later, you see him returning with a human behind him, a female human, dark hair, sort of tightly braided back, looking at some documents in her hand.
Yeah, I stand immediately and offer my hand, like, yeah.
Not noticing your hand immediately, sort of looking around. Yes. You're looking to charter a vessel, but not necessarily a vessel that we have in hand. That'll be all. Thank you.
That is correct. That is correct. I'm with an adventurers team, and we've come across much salvage, and we found an airship that was abandoned.
What is the name of the vessel?
The Amethyst Star.
Yes, seemingly snatched from the air. If I may inquire, where did you find it?
Well, it's a funny story, actually. There was another realm, or plane being opened, and it was in the possession of a dragon. Straight-laced Texan shooting here.
Suppose there's not many things that can snatch an airship out of the sky, but a dragon would do so. Listen, I don't have a lot of time, and you are in possession of some of our property. If you're looking to go through the proper channels, which I appreciate that you're here to do, but you're still in possession of stolen property. We would be glad to charter a pilot for you. We will take back our possession. It will be a leasing agreement, and we will just charge you on a rate that you wish to utilize the airship.
Yes, that'll be fine. How quickly could you get us a pilot, and can you give me that fee?
Yes, give me 10 minutes. And she turns around and walks out. Short moment passes, providing you with a a halfling pilot, who has the mark of the storm across his forearm. Right then, name's Nilgo. Nice to meet you. And we're going to be right. Your name? Sorry.
Crowley, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Crowley, pleasure to meet you. All right, where are we going to be going from here? Oh, you still need to do, and he looks back, a woman whose name you did not gather. Right, you still have some business side to do. My pay's factored into that. I expect that up front, of course, and we'll get it started then.
What?
As far as a price goes, let's see. I don't know. I don't do this.
50 gold, done.
50 gold? No, we will call it 5,000 gold a year.
Done.
Oh
No.
mama,
To be paid up
Too
front.
much money.
mother.
It's only 5,000 gold.
He said he don't want no magic items being made.
Birthing parental unit. My goodness.
Oh, excellent. If you'll wait here, I'll go and procure the gold, and you'll be paid up front. It might take me an hour. I will be right back. As you understand, it's a large sum of gold.
In speaking up behind him, the woman once again, and as you understand, we'll have someone follow you.
Of course.
Good day.
Good day.
Turns around, leaves. Very, very brusque. Is that the right word? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so.
So.
You said halfling. Did you mean half elf?
I don't know. I meant halfling. That's what I'm going to go with. Halfling. My
Okay.
Eberron.
Fuck what you know.
My Eberron.
Okay.
The halfling, half elf.
Half
halfling,
elf.
half elf.
That's technically what halflings
Half halfling, half
used to
elf.
be.
Well,
Really?
there are also like other houses that I've already changed as well for party members. So things are different.
Oh yeah.
Word.
All right.
All right. Someone does follow you in like a it's not quite an airship. Crowley's probably seen it, especially if you've been to Sharn before, like a I'm blanking on the name of them right now. Sky carriage just follows you at a little bit of a distance back to the airship.
All right. I get to the airship, and I will go directly to the chest we have that we procured from the dragon,
Okay.
which has more than enough gold, if I recall correctly.
Correct.
And I will procure 5,000 gold for a year, which puts us also a year ahead of the apocalypse. So we might not have to pay next year. Good job, guys.
This is true.
Hopefully.
Good timing.
A lot of plotting went into this, obviously.
Good God.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there and give this guy 5,000 gold equivalency.
Okay. In doing so, accept it. The pilot takes his cut immediately, hands it back, the rest back to someone on the sky carriage, plops off onto the deck of the ship. Well, this'll do, I suppose. This is our cruising vessel. You're gonna be adventuring on this? There's better ships you could have gotten.
I'm sure, but
Especially for the rate you're paying. Jeez.
we like it.
We got swindled, is what he's saying.
Well, then,
Are we
No.
all just looking at this this halfling like?
sure, you can be where you want to be.
Yeah.
How did they get up there?
Sky carriage.
Oh, okay. So they all went on the sky carriage.
Crowley will call for everyone.
You're gonna have to shout real loud to get me, buddy.
Well, not you. I'm gonna call for everyone that's present. I'm not gonna shout any louder with this voice.
No, I mean because I was below the airship
Yeah.
hanging out with Bill.
I gotcha. I was gonna say call Erish, tell him to gather everyone, etc.
Very well. He does so, going and gathering everybody, knocking on anybody's lab doors or bedroom doors where you may be. If there's anything that the rest of you would have liked to do in the city beforehand, let me know.
How big is the city?
Massive.
Well, Milo is going to be shopping for ingredients and supplies for crafting magical items.
Okay. Very well.
That sounds expensive.
So, that would be out of my personal supplies.
No worries. We can handle that. The shopping aspect of it, we'll see you get it done during the conversation that Crowley and this person had.
Dokily dokily.
Okay. The rest of you are called up, and albeit Artyom, you and Bill sort of see the sky carriage going up to the airship as you're sort of just sitting there lounging in the woods below.
Oh, yeah, if that's the case, I would probably attack that little, or fly to that little sky carriage with like an attack vector.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh shit, they're coming to take it. We gotta. They probably got Crowley down there. They've tortured him for the information.
You fly up and you see Crowley unrestrained and no peril on board the sky carriage. Right, hailed. Oh, seem ain't got no weapons on here.
Oh, I'll just message Crowley mentally while holding a parasaur there that's wearing pants, just kind of floating above the thing, like, Crowley is all good?
This is our new pilot. We can port into Sharn now. No issue.
Cool. I'll just kind of flap over to the rest of the way to the ship, just kind of like, sorry, Bill, I guess our time here is over already.
Okay.
Well, it was good while it lasted, I suppose. However.
What?
Right. Nilbo, gonna be pilot for the foreseeable future. Next year or so. Don't worry, don't take up much space. Halfling and all. Keep out your way.
What's your flight experience?
How
many simulation hours have you clocked?
Well, no simulations with the airship here. So crashed none so far. Couple of close calls in the beginning there, but I've gotten quite good. Piloted about 23 airships myself, and been flying about roughly decade or so. It was around for the beginning, where some of them didn't really keep flight. They took flight, didn't really keep it sometimes, so had some
it's concerning.
Had some good land. If you only consider that a simulation, you could had some couple of good crash landings practice.
Are we sure we want them piloting our boat?
We've got a Maverick here, obviously.
Listen, it wasn't my fault they crashed. They couldn't keep the damn things in the air, so I just took it down lightly. Nobody died. Not for long.
What?
Well, in any case, this is good. We'll be able to have like pilot like day and a pilot like night. It'll be great. We can get twice the distance covered. It's actually pretty helpful.
About that, I'm gonna be the sole pilot. This is how it's gonna work.
Yeah, sure. You have to sleep sometime.
How much did this cost?
It's fine, Artyom. Anyway, with this, we've taken care of all complications in Sharn, and we can go when we like.
Sharn it is.
I see. And we can just go down. Do we get to keep that thing? And we're gonna point at the sky carriage. Is that ours too? Is that ours now?
No, that's not.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
It's just a ferry to get me here.
How much do those cost?
I don't fucking know.
I will shout to that person if they're still remotely nearby.
Sure.
Hey, Come, hey, how much do those the thing that they're on cost? How much is it?
Pilots it on down.
I flick him off.
How much is he? I'm gonna point my thumb at the fucking pilot, looking at Crowley.
Did you ask me a question? What's that question, please?
I said, how much did he cost?
The
Like,
pilot
pointing at the
or
pilot.
oh, he came together with the fee that was required for the
Yeah,
yearly
well,
lease.
how much was that?
5,000 gold.
Holy shit!
Right then, speaking of, you got the paperwork
Yearly.
for this ship.
Yearly. What was that?
You got the paperwork for this ship.
Yes, actually.
All right, I need to change some stuff up before we hit Sharn because they're going to be asking for that. So if you procure that for me, I'll change things up.
Crowley's going to produce the paperwork, which he always keeps on him, and hand it to the the halfling.
One fireball and that's gone forever.
Takes his forearm, applies it to the piece of paper, lifting it back up. You see some sparks of blue energy, and the name changes to his name. Right then, hang on to it. Right in there. Sharn doesn't seem too dangerous of a place, so the adventuring fee's a wild choice for me. But you know, maybe
give it time.
Driving somewhere else.
Hey,
elsewhere.
yeah, give it time. Zoriad's coming back within a year, so you'll be right on schedule for the apocalypse and helping us fight against like demons and crazy devils and stuff. So it should be a really good time. Until then, we get what they have 11 months of.
Until then, until then, you're just another Doug. And
Who's Doug?
I don't know who Doug is. Don't know what Zoriad is, but I'm here to fly. I'm gonna fly it for you. So,
it's a pleasure.
To Sharn, we'll make it there quickly. Hops right on up to the.
One moment, we still have one.
Wait, what?
Are we missing somebody?
Isn't Milo still down, or did he make it up?
He's
If Milo
made his
made
way
it up,
back
then
up
never
by
mind.
now.
Okay, well then, Sharn, with all due speed and haste,
Right then.
if you find the secret nitro and show it to me.
See what?
I don't know what that is either. Strange law. Well, feel free to do what you wish. I'm gonna be getting us there quickly. I suppose that's what you mean. Right.
Okay.
Takes off towards Sharn.
Is there any difference with an actual Leander person flying us in speed and everything? I just want to note that immediately.
You sit there and you stare at him, you're looking around. Doesn't seem like he needed any sort of moment to connect with the ship at all.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he just grabbed a hold of the wheel and it was there and responsive. You can't really place it because it's subtle. It might be a mile or two faster. Mile or two per hour faster.
I just want to know how much 5,000 gold got us for a pilot.
It got their hand in our pocket.
Made us 5,000 gold poor.
Here's the thing. At night, whenever he falls asleep, we can just lock the door and keep on piloting through the night.
I want to be appreciative.
If he does not appreciate the deal, he can. I hope he has flying capabilities, because he is little ass can go sailing right off the fucking ship. Yeah, we got his name right here. He died. That's crazy. Sorry. We need a new one. We already paid for it. Give us another one.
And now, if we need to, we can switch ships legally.
Yes, yeah, I guess that's
But we have a lot of people.
Yeah, for now. I'm just saying in the future, if we need a faster ship.
They didn't just spend, like, all of 2 full days putting flowers around the ship for us to change.
Exactly. I thought of you,
Hey, see.
Artyom. I thought of you. Don't worry.
I'm not going to lie. When I talked to you about changing the name of the ship, I thought it would be really cool since they put all these flowers on there to call it the Amethyst Flower or Amethyst Rose or something like that. Something really cool sounding. Something really flowery. Badass. But, oh well. I guess we just paid money instead. And that works. Wait, can you name the ship whatever you want since you paid for it?
I'm sure if you pay enough money, they'll let you do anything, but they'll still keep it in the end.
No, I don't know that they paid.
Yeah, I figured. And that was at a discount too, because I told them we recovered it. So
It was a discount? It was 5,000 gold.
it was at a discount.
My goodness. It's just lots of money. How much money do we have? Like, that was like a sizable chunk of our funds. Where's my notebook?
We have a lot of money.
I believe you had
Nah, no.
38,000 gold.
We had 18,000 gold
Yeah.
and 2,898 platinum.
Yeah, so
That's a lot of money.
yeah. But they're out of 38,000 total gold down to 33,000. That's a sizable chunk.
We have a whole year to recuperate and make more.
God
Guys.
forbid that you have a way across the fucking continent in just a few days cost a little bit of money, Gandalf.
Yeah, I'm just like, come on, guys.
I am here to steal from these people.
We can steal, but right now we're
Money.
legally going into any port we want.
The 5K ain't even the issue here.
That's a lot of our money. Yeah.
I was
Anyway,
expecting
okay.
something like that.
So we're hauling ass to Sharn. I guess that's nice.
And you know what? I can finally sleep when the party goes to sleep.
Does anybody have blindness, deafness, so we can just like deafen this dude whenever we need to talk in private?
You know, if
you don't get to hear
toss
him
him
for a
off
while.
tip, that's a really good casting of blindness.
Jesus God! Stop murdering people.
Don't bards have the sleep spell that just like knocks them straight unconscious? And don't they get disadvantage on the save if they're like already asleep or something like that? It just like puts them into a deep slumber or some crazy shit.
I don't know. Yeah. So we are off to Sharn. Hell yeah!
Thank God.
If there is,
Rootin' toot.
you guys
Screw
have a
them.
couple of hours, couple of days, if you would like to do anything in that time. This halfling goes about his business, stays to himself for the most part, and seems to have some adventuring gear. He doesn't seem to dive into your resources as much as possible, but
Good.
uses his own stuff. Yeah, and keeps to himself. Tries to stays down in the quarters by the kitchen, so as to be out of the way as much as possible. But seems to be just interested in piloting, and that's about all he does. So,
For now.
Well, I know it's already 6:15, so I won't get into it, but I'm definitely gonna be asking this guy some questions about his halfling lineage.
sure.
Where's she from?
Okay.
Who's his
But
dad?
not right now. I'll let
Who's
you-
your daddy and what does he do?
What tribe are you from?
Well, if it's
He's gonna
something that
say
you want
some
to do
tribe
on
of
on the
No,
ship,
we-
on the way. Okay.
Yeah, we can. Or are we going to be the Sharn like right now?
You're
or...
about to be at Sharn.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, then I would definitely want to ask him. So, you said your name was Nilbo?
Nilbo. That's right.
Yeah, what tribe are you from? From the I assume you're from the plains.
No.
Oh, you're not. Okay, you're not part of any tribe. Okay.
Right. No tribe.
All right, cool. So just like a pilot then your whole life? Just grew up in city?
Grew up in a city. Mom and dad. Sort of like to drive things around. So these things start springing up. Driven pretty damn well. So here I am.
Well, it's good to have you on the ship.
The natural 18 on the insight check.
Yeah,
What's he garner? You tell me.
Yeah, basically, I was like, just sort of disappointment of like, yeah, Oh, he's not a real halfling though. He's like, a
Oh
shitty halfling.
shit! That's so fucked up.
I mean, this fucking art. He was hoping to have like another kindred spirit, and it's just like disappointment. It's just like, oh, you're just a city person. Okay.
Right. Well, good to be aboard, I suppose.
If you need anything, let us know.
Sure will.
All right. Happy flying. I'll be over here, like right within line of sight of you, basically. Right there, messing with the garden.
All right. I'll sure let you know.
Probably weirdly look back at this guy every 10 minutes for like the next 4 hours of meditating and messing with the plants.
stare at him every now and then. Just,
Yeah, I hope he's not allergic to pollen or anything.
I hope he's not allergic to disappointment. As far as
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Archon's like, oh man, we have a halfling. I'm going to ask him what the spirit animal is, and what are you bonded with? What happened to you?
You guys fly for the next couple of days, making your way towards Sharn. Eventually, the largest city that any of you have ever seen comes into sight. Towers going above the clouds themselves. A city that is built into cliff faces among the river. You see the ocean on the other side. Large towers built up. Air traffic constantly back and forth by you. Says, all right then, and it sort of stomps on the deck below to gather someone's attention, sort of yelling out to Artyom, who's still just kind of looking at him disappointed. Gonna be there in about 20 minutes now. Get your things, get your belongings. We're gonna be landing in Tavik's Landing. So everyone knows, we'll swing it in there. It'll be about the point stop. I'll stop there. I'll stay on the ship for a couple of days, couple of weeks, whatever you need to do while we're in Sharn. But get your things ready. We're gonna be disembarking soon. See, starts coming closer and closer to the city, pulling into an airship port. You all stepping off of the airship onto this air dock. Lots of ships in and out. And step up to this large cliff face, sort of man-made materials, metallic and stone alike, stepping up to the edge as you look into the city of Sharn, and you see sky carriages and towers and arcane screens depicting images, selling items, talking about going to certain shops. Just looks like large illusory screens. You guys see also an arcane screen depicting what looks to be news of some sort, and as you sort of hone in on this one, as because a man on this screen catches your attention, you see Quanti de Orion giving what looks to be some sort of press conference as we would know it, but some sort of gathering, speaking. You hear him say, a few days ago, a terrorist attack was carried out on a rel just outside of New Cairo. They took out, it seems to be a personal assassination attempt against myself, as it was my private car that was destroyed. It seems that perhaps some of the Chiron people themselves were a part of this. Chiron extremists have now thrown off plans to build a rail that was in talks with Prince Oragev himself. Because of this, we will be cutting off all communications and negotiations for this project. And this rail will no longer be a benefit to the people of Nokairi. He pauses for a moment. Those responsible know that I am looking for you, and I will find you. The screen flicks to a different scene depicting some other news. You guys sort of looking around at the just infinite expanse of Sharn above and below you. Sky Carriage just pulling up with the House Orion symbol slapped onto the side, picking people up and taking them off up into the clouds themselves, down and around. Everybody, welcome to Sharn, and Milo, welcome home. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Nice.
Oh shit! Woo!
All right.
Mama!
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Yeah, that's gonna be Dungeon Glitch. Thank you so much for that gifted sub. We really appreciate that as well. Thank you for all of the support. Drop a follow if you haven't, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We are gonna take off for the night. We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. On Mondays, we do our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. This guy right here below me. And Wednesdays, we do Tavern Talks, where we just sort of sit around, talk D&D stuff, or make maps, various and sundry D&D things. And on Saturdays, we do this, our Cross Eberron campaign. So come and join us. We'd love to have you. However, at the end of every stream, before I get to the raid, actually, on May 22nd, we're going to be doing a charity run and giveaway for Extra Life, that benefits the Children's Miracle Network. Thank you, Brittany, for doing that! !charity. We'll give you a link to all of our stuff and some of the giveaways and stuff that we're going to be doing. We're going to be giving away a gaming mouse, a gaming keyboard, D&D Beyond digital copy of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, some other things. We're going to be giving away a shirt by Dungeon Glitch, who is in the chat, actually. Not this one specifically, but he did this shirt as well, which is totally sick. That's going to be another one of our giveaways. So tune in Saturday, May 22nd. We're going to be doing this as well with our Across Eberron campaign, with maybe a couple of twists and some one-shots and some video games. So come on by. Again, drop a follow if you haven't yet. Come and join us next time, and let's get a raid going on, guys. I should probably be doing this while we are talking. Let's start a raid. Who are going to be raiding today? Stick around for the raid. Let's give some people in this community some love. I feel like we haven't done the welcome in a while. Let's do the welcome in.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and start that raid. Thank you again, guys. Much love. We will catch you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.
Ready up and raid these people. Go show them some love. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna make sure the raid goes through for us. There we go.